That's not how the Force works.
I don't care.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the movie. There's one scene that sticks out, and it probably sticks out for everybody, which is that, have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
What are you talking about?
G'day guys and welcome back to Casual Rage. Oh, g'day guys and welcome to Casual Rage 254, where we casually rage out about the topics of the week. And this week it's all Star Wars. Well, we tend to talk a lot about Star Wars here, don't we? But this week, it's all Star Wars. All the Star Wars is saved, ladies and gentlemen. Saved by the Mandalorian and Grogu. I think it's safe to say that this is, it's not looking good. And to say that, there's a lot of people spurging out there right now. And this is the thing, too, that I'll say is, There are a vocal, I will say, minority of Disney Star Wars fans out there that I will say seem to make themselves seem bigger than they are. And I mean, this always seems like the case, doesn't it? When you get these little fucking things going on. But we'll see in the box office results for this movie. And look, everybody could be wrong. Everybody could be completely wrong. This movie could make $1 billion. It's well outside of the realms of possibility in my head that it could. But there's every chance that out of nowhere this thing could make over $1 billion. I just don't see it happening. And I think there's a lot of people out there that don't see it happening. Star Wars is... They've pushed away their fans, like actual Star Wars fans, so much over the last decade and a bit. Disney, this is, that even if there was, I think, a possibility of the Mandalorian and Grogu, like, actually being entertaining or being good in some way, shape, or form, I don't even know whether or not you'd get those people back that you've basically thrown under the bus and said, oh, it's all your fault. You're the reason why this is shit because you just don't understand it. So we got a lot of we got some early reviews, obviously. We got some shills responding to some of my tweets, and we're going to go through them. It's so funny when you say Disney Star Wars is not Star Wars, or like not real Star Wars, it's almost the same as putting a tweet out there saying Miles Morales is Miles Morales and Peter Parker is Spider-Man. We got Damon Lindelof to talk about. We're gonna watch a couple of videos today, some reviews of The Mandalorian and Grogu that's already come out. Now, I think for us here in Australia, it releases or it came out either midnight last night. There might have been a showing, but usually the release dates for movies are Thursdays. So it's out basically as of today. I'm not even going to go see it. I was honestly thinking about going to the theater, buying a ticket for Michael, and just asking the guys, like, is it all right if I, instead of watching this movie, just watch The Mandalorian and Grogu? But I don't even really want to do that. I don't even care that much to waste, let's say, 3 hours of my day to go to the theaters to see this movie. And it's a little bit annoying because I'm not necessarily going to be able to review it as quick as maybe some other people. We're going to watch Chris Gore's. We're going to watch Chris Gore's fucking review of it. I've got that lined up. We've got Star Wars Explained to watch. We've got Jeremy Johns to watch. And we've got a little bit more to go through and break down. But let's quickly say hello to the chat and see who we've got here. I know it's so funny because Jeremy the Quartering, like all he's been doing recently on a lot of his streams is just talking about his scheduling and stuff like that. I am really struggling with finding the right spot to schedule my stream. And the daylight savings changeover hasn't really helped. I thought I'd bring it a little bit earlier because last week we got raided by Nina and we weren't live when the raid came through. So I thought we'll start a little bit earlier, and if she happens to raid, we'll at least be live when she does. But now Anna, I know she hasn't been well the last week or so, a couple of weeks, and she's coming back and she's doing her stream, and she's supposed to be starting around the time that I do. It's just difficult. It's just difficult. And look, there's only a little bit of crossover. Obviously, it's not a massive crossover, but there is crossover there. Anyway, let's say hello to the chat. Like I said that I was going to do. Tillium, how you doing? Good to see you. Going to call it now. Theory will do a video of how much, here we go, of how much the Mandalorian and Grogu will be fantastic a week or two after he does one saying how boring it was. We'll see. We'll see with that. Because, I mean, he is so on the Dave Filoni bandwagon. It kind of blows my mind because you've got to be completely ignorant to the failures of Dave Filoni's, and especially like the major disruptions to lore, canon, and continuity since his involvement in all the Disney Star Wars stuff that he has had involvement in. So we'll see. I don't know whether or not he will say that it's boring. I haven't really been paying any attention to him either, to be fair. To be completely fair. But how you doing, Tillium? Good to see you. Angry Sparrow, how you doing? Good to see you. Cell Shade. I finished Invincible a week ago. I wish, dude, it was a good season. I think a couple of streams ago we talked about it. So if you wanted to, you could go back. I need to, dude, I really need to start getting back into doing some videos again, don't I? Isolate certain topics, talk about them. Stop talking shop, Rhino. It's so funny. I slapped and I went the wrong way. And it's because I was looking in the screen. But this last season of Invincible, I will say it was a good season. The one episode that is just torture kind of to watch in this entire season is the Hell episode. And then they do have obviously other issues like pointless, stupid. You got the gender swap of Tech Jacket. But the fights and stuff like that were really cool. There's some awesome dialogue. There's some awesome moments. I give this season, it's fine. It's disappointing. It's disappointing that they do stupid shit. And they're gonna lose audiences because of it. I'm sure I'd probably feel a lot more pissed about the gender swap. Not to say that I'm not pissed about it. If I'd read the comic books, which I know sounds really bad to say, but I'm sure if I had known the lore behind the character, because this is the only iteration of the character I know, you know. Anyway, but yeah, the season all in all was pretty decent. It was pretty decent. They made Eve fat after she aborted the baby and obviously got depressed because of it. I think that was actually kind of, I know there was a bit of conversation about that out there, but I actually kind of think that that's a good thing, portraying it that way. She felt guilt. She felt horrible. You know, I remember I dated somebody that that had aborted a child from a previous relationship, and even while we were dating, like it had happened more so when she'd have a couple of drinks or something like that. But those emotions would come out. She'd almost sometimes just sit on the couch crying about how she got rid of it. Can be torture for some people, and it's not a good thing because you are killing something. But yeah, let's not get into that. Let's not depress the fucking stream. It's a bad thing. I think the season was good. Invincible, it was decent. And I know they're going to lose viewers because of the stupid shit that they are doing. I don't suppose Grogu will talk. No, I don't think so. I wasn't that late and gay. Was I, Master Shake? GT Weber, good to see you. Fear of Fema, good to see you. Darth Plagius the Wise. Mike Hill, good to see you. I haven't received anything from you, Mike. I guess it's all out there anyway, isn't it? IGN just posted that Mandalorian and Grogu is the most boring Star Wars movie yet. Sorry. Yeah, well, smash the like button. Yes, smash that like button. Good to see you, Soul Assassin. Let's see. Disney would have to buy a lot of tickets. Well, look, let's be fair. There was one of the Disney shills out there that came out and said that he'd already bought 20 tickets for it. I wonder if he's got 19 friends to go with him to watch it. I wonder if he's got that many friends to go and watch it. P-Dubs, salute. Good to see you. Theory did a video reading reviews. Oh, he did a video, reading reviews, yes. Has he seen it yet? Dude, if he hasn't, he'll be going to see it, tonight? Or something like that. I'm not going to waste my time or money on this film. There's a lot of people that aren't going to be wasting their time or money on this film, to be honest. To be completely honest. All right, so I've decided we're gonna set up a little goal. I know we don't get a massive amount of super chats or anything over here, and I do appreciate all of you being here. But after last week, we did a little Lego tax, and I really want to get this Minas Tirith set. And we got about $20 towards it last week, so I've written that down. And I think we'll just set up. We'll just do five teal, little $5 ones. We'll do it for the whole stream. And this is for the Minas Tirith. It doesn't matter if we don't get it. Eventually, I will just buy this. But, yeah, $650 US. It's like $900 Australian or something like that. Basically, $1,000 to spend on a Lego set that I really don't have right now. But, man, you got no idea. After building so much Lego and everything, I'm actually tempted to destroy a lot of my broken ones and rebuild them. Like, that's busted because, but it's only busted at the wingtips, really. Like, everything through there is still pretty solid. That's broken. It's lost the other side. This is due to the cats, mind you. There is the Yoda that Charles completely just knocked off the fucking thing there. Minas Tirith, what do we call it? Lego tax? Can we do the tax thing, or is that just a Geeks and Gamers thing? We'll do it. And if people get angry, then we won't do it next time. I don't want to steal shit. It's stealing fucking content from Geeks and Gamers by doing the Minas Tirith Lego tax. See if we can get some little contributions towards building this thing. And we'll do it as a stream, of course. We'll do it as a stream. When we built the Yoda, what, that was like fucking 11 hours or something. We did it in one sitting. We just streamed all day and just did it. Oh, I've got to get the new Lego Batman game, actually. Everybody's playing it. Everybody's playing it. All right. So yeah, this is what any of your contributions are going towards at the moment. Is this thing. Looks so awesome. That side profile of it just looks sick. The way that, like, it's brilliant. I know there was somebody that came out and said fix, and they made it the full size of that table, which would be sick. But then you're talking like 3 times the amount of pieces. You know, this is an 8,278 piece set. If you had something that was the size of this table in that shape, you're talking, what, 16,000 pieces. You're probably talking, what, 24,000 pieces? And what, $3,000 to buy? They'd never sell it. Or they would, but you'd only have... I mean, it's hard enough right now to get, well, for me in the case, 900 Australian dollars together to be able to buy something like this of disposable income. Three times the size, 3 times the price. You'd have people out there that buy it. You'd still have me wanting to buy it. So, yeah, that's... If we can get some contributions, we'll write them down and we'll get there eventually. All right. Enough grifting for nothing. Let's get into the fucking topic. So, Mandalorian and Grogu, right? We've been talking about it. We've been leading up to it. It's finally now here. Embargoes have been lifted for the people that have already seen it. So we are going to watch Chris Gore and Alan Ng's review of it. And it's not looking good. It really isn't looking good. Now, I continue to see more and more promotional stuff coming out from Lucasfilm, from Disney, to try and pump the wheels on this thing, but they just can't. They just can't get it going. We'll watch a couple of the things that they've just dropped, and then we'll get into what people are actually saying about it. Let me put my headphones in real quick. All right. God, what I tell you what. This, honestly, guys, this could be worse than Solo. It honestly could be worse than Solo. Hey, Caleb, how you doing? Let's watch this. So when did this? Grogu's finally where he belongs, on the big screen. Pedro Pascal, Sigourney Weaver, and director Jon Favreau discuss the film at their press stop in Berlin. All right, let's take a listen.
It's time now, after almost 7 years, for Star Wars to come back to the big screen where it all began.
Grogu's been waiting to get on the big screen since day one, since his first illustration. So it's very fitting, and it's my honor to share the screen with Grogu. I even dressed up as Grogu today.
Yeah, I gotta say, yeah, you look like you dressed up as Grogu. What? I mean, I gotta say, Pedro Pascal over, you know, since really his Game of Thrones days, you just see a decline in capability. I don't know what it is. You know, I actually thought that Pedro Pascal was really good in The Kingsman. That's Kingsman sequel. The Golden Circle or whatever that one was. I thought he was really good in that. But yeah, when like it looks like he's got no soul. The way he talks and everything.
The screen with Grogu. I even dressed up as Grogu today.
Yeah, it
Well,
looks like it.
I fell in love, but I was trying to hide it because I'm supposed to be a colonel who is tough. So, but he, you know, a scene stealer.
I'm supposed to be a colonel. Okay. It's funny, you know, I've been hearing, especially Ryan on Friday Night Tights and stuff like that, you know, he's kind of surprised that there's no cameos and everything. And look, I'm surprised too. But it seems like it's almost the same kind of cameo with Sigourney Weaver as it was for Lizzo and Jack Black. You know. And what's his name? Christopher Lloyd. It's the same thing. They're just there because that's who they are. Sigourney Weaver's in this basically as Sigourney Weaver. She's the cameo. She's the draw. Because Pedro Pascal isn't the draw. Grogu, I don't think, is the draw. They keep playing it up as that Grogu is this big thing still. What's next? Another one. When did this drop? Yesterday. So they dropped this yesterday. Again, more and more promotional stuff. Summer is made for Star Wars. Don't miss Star Wars. The Mandalorian and Grogu in theaters on IMAX Friday. Fucking that name as well. Like, what are you thinking? Yes, Solo did lose money. Fuck Solo. What's up? Stopping by, watching Grizzy stream. Yes, that's the other one. Grizzy's streaming as well. SWA, how you doing? How long ago did Grizzy start streaming? Fuck. G'day, OG Star Wars. How you doing, Alora? Maybe I just completely move it and we do it my evening on Wednesday night, which would be like a Wednesday morning show for you guys. I don't know. All right. Yeah, let's watch whatever the fuck this is.
The summer was made for Star Wars. And Star Wars was made for IMAX.
You too could change everything.
Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu, rated PG-13.
Now, again, like I could almost make an argument for all the promotional stuff that they've done for The Mandalorian and Grogu, going all the way back to the Super Bowl, even further back than that. They started promoting The Mandalorian and Grogu and doing shit with it. I could almost make an argument if the budget really is only $166 or $167 million. I reckon I could make an argument for the marketing budget being more than the budget of the film. I mean, we showed last week an entire fucking segment on Australian news television, primetime news, on Star Wars Day. Fake Disney Star Wars Day. How much? It makes me wonder. That would have cost them $10 million just in itself to do something like that, surely. About the same amount as fucking the Super Bowl ad that was fucking completely pointless as well. IMAX in 3D? Question mark. I can't watch 3D movies. I could do IMAX, no problem. But 3D, I kind of get headaches from 3D. So that's just, again, that's just a couple of the little promotional things. There's a heap out there. Dude, I opened up Twitter last night and I swear I was scrolling for a good few minutes and nearly every post was The Mandalorian and Grogu. And that's the craziest thing about this, is that the only way right now that Star Wars can possibly trend is through the Discord. Through the discourse of whether or not this is good or bad. It's just fighting between your Disney Star Wars seals and your Disney Star Wars shills, and I don't know, just the general, I guess, majority population of fans out there. Like, there are Star Wars fans out there that know fuck all in comparison to somebody like me. I don't want to pull my own chain because I still don't think that I know a heap of shit. But there's fans out there that don't know as much as me, don't know as much as somebody like OG Star Wars or Laura, doesn't know as much as Ryan or Matt or Bane of the Shills, Star Wars Marvel purist. But even they've turned away from it. Even they don't even get the enjoyment out of this. They used to get the enjoyment just out of the flashy lights and it's red, it's red. They never said that it's red, but they could just get the enjoyment out of just sitting there and watching a Star Wars movie. That doesn't happen anymore. Doesn't happen anymore. Actually, just as because I remembered it, pause, interruption from the programming for just 1 second. Let me do this. Let me announce this now because there will be a week. I don't exactly see this is the thing with the time of it all and everything. I don't know exactly what will happen to Casual Rage on that day, but because the day that I do this show is my day off from work, and obviously Sunday, my other day off from work, I'm doing Flashcast. Justin and I, or Bane of the Shills, Star Wars Marvel purist, he goes by multiple names, we're doing the was it the Rise of Darth Vader is what we're going over, and it's going to be on the 3rd of June. So the 3rd of June. So not next week, but the week after. I'll be over on his channel discussing that, and I might just have to put a pause on Casual Rage that week to be able to do it. But I really want to. Man, it took us 3 streams to get through the Plagueis novel. And that's just because there's so much to go over in that book. But that book is no longer canon, which has been proven by the Maul show, because they completely retconned what they forced into the Plagueis book for Maul's backstory so that the Clone Wars shit made sense. It's crazy. And then fucking Dave Filoni comes out and does this Maul fucking movie, Shadow Lord, and fucking completely just retcons that. It's incredible. It really is incredible. You can't make this shit up. Oh, but the Plagueis book has been decanonized. I know. I understand. I can't believe that they've done that, especially when the Plagueis book does line up with Disney's canon in the Clone Wars because they decided to keep that as canon. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's go through just some of the reviews now for The Mandalorian and Grogu. So Master of the TDS posted this. The thing, even if I blow it up, it doesn't give me where this is from. But it doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't really matter where it's from because it's the fact that this is the headline. Nobody can fucking protect this shit anymore. Because I think to some degree, the mainstream critics and the mainstream media and the studios have realized that there's nothing that they can do. The people are the power. And the people are the ones that are speaking, and the people are the ones that are showing that they're not going to fucking fall for this shit. They're not going to go out and fucking watch this shit. But it's too late for them as well. Like, fuck them. I have no doubt that the people that whoever wrote this article and did this headline here was probably praising the shit out of the Acolyte not too long ago. This is why I fucking, when I see these headlines and stuff, yeah, okay, good. I want to see Disney Star Wars die based on what they did to fucking Star Wars. And it's funny to see now that fucking everybody out there that was like, yeah, this is great, this is the best Star Wars we've ever had, and now just at a point where they can't even fucking do that. They can't even fucking pretend to shill anymore. Are you eventually going to do Plagueis again? The crazy thing about that is we might have to, because I think because his channel got taken down, it's all gone. I don't know. I hope Yellowcast talks, Flashcast, you mean, talks about it, but I know he don't want to. He's done a couple of videos on it, and it's topical. There'll probably be some conversations about it, I have no doubt. It depends on how I play it, though, P-dubs. It depends on how I play it. If we do Flashcast and, like, Star Wars gets brought up, the one thing I can't do is just jump straight onto it and bloody just start talking over the top of everybody and just giving my thoughts and my opinions and what I think, because I think what I think is right. I got to be more tactful with it. Let them bring up Star Wars and I just sit back and smile. Just sit back and smile and just wait. Let them have a little bit of a discussion. Maybe say a couple of things here and there, and then maybe jump in. Are you writing Rumble SWA? A Rumble Tower? Yes. Okay. So I do need to get my Rumble sorted out. I understand this, especially with how YouTube is right now. I will get on top of it. As most of you know, like, YouTube definitely isn't my full-time job. It's been very difficult in more recent times to fucking just get everything organized. But you know, I will set up a Rumble. I will eventually get there. E. Martin, good evening to you, sir. So, let's read this headline. The Mandalorian and Grogu. The Mandalorian and Grogu review. It's time to kill off Star Wars for good. George Lucas's franchise has been a dying dog of Hollywood as its latest story efforts demonstrates. Pull the plug, we must, as Yoda might say. Wow. Wow. Oh, Grace Randolph, straight out of the theater. This is before the embargo lifting, obviously. Let's see what she has to say. I thought that this was very interesting.
I just saw...
You guys got audio, right?
I just saw The Mandalorian and Grogu. This guy, still a total badass. But this guy, pretty much totally worthless.
It's so funny that she says that. I honestly thought that she was going to say something else. This guy's still a total badass. This guy still so really cute and really, like, I honestly thought that she was going to do something like that. So I will say credit to Grace for I guess at least being honest with this, but I don't think that that's going to do anything. Like, it'd be interesting to see her review after this coming out of the theater, this reaction.
Now, I can't review the movie until Tuesday, May 19th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I will tell you, if you're going to see this baby in theaters, you got to see it in IMAX because the visuals, they were stunning.
This is the thing, though. She's still doing the shill thing at the end of it. This guy's still a total badass. This guy's still completely worthless or completely worthless. But if you are going to see it, go and see it in IMAX because the visuals are incredible. God. I need to get onto my contact for my free ticket and ask them to keep an eye out for at least a decent kind of copy of this thing. Theory will make a mess. What with these reviews? Like, he'll be like, yeah, no, this is, it's actually really good. Kind of like what he did with The Rise of Skywalker, right? Went into it, if this completely confirms that Anakin isn't the chosen one, and if Anakin's not in this movie to reinforce that and, you know, everything, then I won't like it. They don't do any of that. Oh, it's great. And then what, over the course of the last 7 years, really, he's slowly come to terms with the fact that, no, it really is shit. But then refuses to acknowledge any of Dave Filoni's involvement. And then any of Dave Filoni's involvement moving forward, really. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Star Wars under Dave Filoni's actual leadership. I mean, fuck, we've got Star Wars Starfighter. We got Ahsoka, Season 2. Has that been moved, by the way? Again, I haven't really been paying that much attention, but I think it's been moved, right? It was supposed to be later this year, and I think they've moved it to early next year. Is that, or am I hearing that wrong? You should do a show with Grace. I would love to see a Grace and Rhino show. God. I don't think I'd be able to last. My ears would hurt by the end of it. It'd only last ever for one show. Next year. Yeah, something like that. So, yeah. So, And it actually kind of makes me wonder. It actually kind of makes me wonder whether or not they have done, like, they're rewriting, or they've done a couple of... have they even started filming? Surely they would have had to have started filming Ahsoka Season 2 if originally they were going to have it out by later this year. But now it's next year. Makes me wonder whether or not it's actually going through the same problems as what was happening with the Rey movie. I mean, fuck, it's nearly been 3 years since they announced that. And, like, we're still just hearing little things from only Daisy Ridley, really. You notice that there's been no Charmin Obaid-Chinoy? And we're going to talk about her in a second. Only in relation to this Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Because I think it's very telling. Disgusting film. I know I'm blocked. I don't know why. I don't know what the fuck I ever did to disgusting film. But yes, disgusting film comes out. The Mandalorian and Grogu debuts at 90. I'm so used to it being such a fucking retarded number. And we'll get into that as well. 58% on Rotten Tomatoes. First Star Wars movie in 7 years. 58%. I wonder what it's sitting at right now. Let me just go to Rotten Tomatoes really quickly. I probably should have had this ready. Let's take a look. Search. Fucking god damn it. Fucking ad blockers and shit. Oh, that's not where we wanted to go. We don't want fucking Mandalorian and Grogu news. We want... Oh, it's now at 60%. It's now at 60%. Oh, fucking ad blocker, man. I would have brought it over, but I've got this fucking just the ad blocker thing right in the way. You can see it there, 60%. So at least now it's fresh. It's not fucking retarded anymore. Doesn't have the squashed... Oh, let's get back to where we were. It doesn't have the squashed image anymore. It's at least got the tomato. So it's gone up, ladies and gentlemen. But it's still like 60% for a Star Wars movie. 60% for a Star Wars movie 7 years out from the last Star Wars movie. Hail Raging Rhino. G'day, John. And the Rhinocast mods in chat. Let me get rid of that. Fucking 60%, guys. And what's the bet? Like, seriously, what's the bet that it's just going to continue sort of going up? Let me get to that one that I actually had up before. This one. So I just put this out because, like, I've been saying it for years. Disney Star Wars isn't Star Wars. Disney Star Wars is not even close to the same thing as Star Wars. The only thing that's close in regards to the two is the fact that they both actually have lightsabers. They both have similar characters. They've got similar alien species. And that's all it really is. You know, I've seen nobody else basically bring up or criticize the fact that, you know, in the trailer we saw, and we talked about it actually a couple of times, where Grogu jumps into that pram or the pusher or the stroller, whatever you want to call it, and it turns into a rocket ship all of a sudden. Like, that's pathetic. For something Star Wars, that is so very pathetic that it's beyond pathetic. But this is the thing. Like I said, saying this on Twitter right now is the same thing as saying Miles Morales is Miles Morales. Right? Because it triggers them. It's the Spurgs come out of the woodwork. Cry today, cry tomorrow, cry forever. This is the funniest thing though, is that he doesn't even know that you've got to get rid of that S and move the apostrophe to there, and don't put an S after it, because that's how you say George Lucas's soul, not George's Lucas soul. You're a fucking idiot. Can't even write properly. Cry today, cry tomorrow, cry forever. We owe George's Lucas soul. We own George's Lucas soul. I didn't know George had a Lucas soul. I thought he just had a soul just like everybody else, but this one's a Lucas one. Fucking moron. But this is the thing. They use this as the example, right? Something like Andor Season 2. It was fucking fresh as hell, 97% and 89%. There's something that we've got to look at in regards to this. The Maul Shadow Lord recently came out, 98%, 93%. Fucking Tales of the Jedi, 100%, 92%. And Andor Season 1, 96% and 88%. The thing that I want to point out, let's start from here really quickly. Only 212 reviews. I want to check. I can't because of my fucking ad blocker. I fucking turned it off and it still didn't fucking work. I don't know how that fucking thing works. 212 reviews. I wanted to see how many reviews were on something like do we pick We could almost go the Force Awakens and also something like Revenge of the Sith. That'd give us a good indication. Because even Force Awakens, there was a massive amount of hype. There was still a massive amount of like intrigue into Star Wars. People were still interested. It came back finally. But this is the other thing too. You've only got 2,500 plus ratings on that side. Now, I mean, what's the plus mean? Does that mean it could be 10,000? Does that mean it could be 20,000? Does that mean it could be 50,000? Yeah, it certainly could. But normally, when it's more than that, it might say something like this, 5,000 plus, or maybe 10,000 plus. The point that I'm making is just the fact that this has 96% and 88% for Andor Season 1. Nobody fucking watched it. And it was proven during the ratings of the fucking show. Nobody fucking watched it. So these people that did watch it and then rated it are these people. That's it. And there's actually a fucking heap of them out there. There is actually a heap of them out there. Same thing for this. Obviously, because this is a series, it would probably break down each episode and how many ratings they got for each episode. And then I don't know. But to think that this is 100%, to think that this is like that good, these people that are giving it this 100% don't know that in this fucking show, Dave Filoni retconned his own book, the Canon, from his own fucking book in his own fucking story, the Ahsoka novel. And the people that did fucking give this a 92% don't fucking care about that. They're willing to be that naive to it. Let's see, there was another one. Hang on. Let me just go here. The Mandalorian and Grogu and Gina and Cara Dune. There was another one that this person posted in here. Where'd it go? Did they delete it? I wanted to use it. Your spurging helped me. But yeah, so using those analytics, using those things to try and say, oh, look how alive Star Wars is. It's like I'm basically saying that Disney Star Wars isn't Star Wars and it's crap. It's fucking bullshit and it's dying. Well, yeah, of course, these things are going to have big numbers when all you've got left in the actual fan base to be positive about it are the shills, are the people that don't give a fuck about lore, canon, or continuity within the universe. Mad Dog for $2 says, I'm going to watch it tomorrow from a nice website. Well, Mad Dog, if you happen to find a good copy, because I'm reaching out to my sources for a spare ticket, a free ticket. If you happen to find like a good copy, DM it to me, man. Send it to me. Please. So the thing is I put this out there. There are some people in here that are spurging out completely. There was somebody in here. Where was it? Fucking, why can't I see all the comments? There was more than this. Or maybe it was on a different post. Actually, I did put a couple of posts out. Hang on a second. Fucking, I'll do a Jeremy Hambley. I'll share maybe it was this one. Where is it? We've got another one of mine to look at though. Oh, this one, yeah. Where was that comment? It was something along the lines of, oh, here we go. This guy here, let me share this. So I put this tweet out there as well. So they're talking about Variety is basically saying Star Wars The Mandalorian and Grogu review an efficient adventure that only pretends to be a real Star Wars movie. Maybe that's a good thing. So I just put out there, this is the end for Disney Star Wars, and that's a good thing. But you get people in here like this. You can always tell that kind of person speaking. You can always tell that kind of person speaking when they say Disney Star Wars. Yep. Because Disney Star Wars isn't actual Star Wars. It's not. It's not even close. Never has been. They can't answer any questions in regards to any new lore or canon that they bring into their own universe. They tend to completely destroy their own canon, let alone where they might be stealing it from. For example, like Thrawn. Oh, don't worry. I ignore, like, literally, I put those posts out there and I just closed my phone and I saw that there was massive amounts of notifications coming through, likes, retweets and fucking comments and stuff like that. And I'll scroll through them eventually and just read some of the comments and stuff, but it's water off a duck's back, man. These people can spurg all they like. The fact of the matter is at the end of the day, Disney Star Wars is so shit that this movie's going to bomb just as bad as Solo did, and I truly believe that. I could be wrong, but I don't feel like I am. And we've got 40 people here watching right now. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. Please smash the like button. But out of all 40 people here, I don't think that there'd be too many. There might be one sitting here lurking right now, listening to me, coping and seething at what I'm saying, possibly. Fucking IGN's review of this thing. They can't even give it their usual 7 out of 10. They can't even give it their usual 7 out of 10. Can you believe it? No. Laughing Man, how are ya? Oh, no. I also see what you say. So they give it a 5 out of 10. The Mandalorian and Grogu offers another 2 hours and change of watching Din Djarin and his adorable green son flying to some planets. But this is a Star Wars movie missing the thrills, the challenges, the addition of hang on. The addition of really anything of note. Sorry, my fucking dyslexia just fucking spazzed out there for a second. Really any of note of fucking let me read that again. The addition of really anything of note to the franchise. Not to mention a vested interest in seeing this character grow and change. That's another thing too. And we will get to Chris Gore and that's review. And I have already watched through it. And somebody asked earlier in the chat, does Grogu even speak? Is he even talking? No, apparently not. Apparently not. This creature is now roughly around 60 years old. We've seen 10 years of evolution from when we first see Grogu at the beginning of Mando Season 1 to where we are now. It's roughly about 10 years, maybe 7. But I would say closer to 10 based on Jon Favreau's little remark about him being with Luke for 2 years. But then not really knowing what the fuck he's talking about. Who fucking knows? Doing well. Thank you for the moral support. Again, fucking spazzed out on me. It's so embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. 42-year-old man can't fucking read properly. Where was I? Yeah, so there's no growth or change for any of the characters from what I'm seeing. Critical drinker, ouch. I think we did that one. The Hollywood Reporter, the Mandalorian man, fucking spitting these words out. I tell you what, fuck, can't even do it today. The Mandalorian and Grogu reviews split. Best Star Wars in years versus boring and lifeless. This is the thing. We're going to have that. I don't necessarily need to jump into this. I just wanted to bring that up as the headline because, you know, again, and we're going to see, you know, in another post that I've put out there. No, we've already looked at that actually. Basically, that you are going to get people. That's why this movie is still going to make $400 million, $500 million. You are going to get some of those people that do have channels that are just going to go out there and watch it so that they can do their reviews and stuff like that and shit on it and do whatever they need to do. You're going to have the people, the seals out there that think that Disney Star Wars is the best Star Wars since the last Disney Star Wars. And they're going to all go and see it. And they're the ones that are possibly going to see it multiple times. They're the ones that are going to force interest while they're sitting in the theater. Like this big fake smile on their face. It's not in front of anyone. There's no camera on you. You don't have to fake smile. I'd be surprised if it hits 400 million. Things ain't sounding promising. You've got to be... I understand what you're saying. But for us, who are essentially connected and let's say plugged into the internet to the point where we know how other people are actually feeling about it, you got to look at this on a worldwide scale with how many people out there that will just go and see it. The normies that will just go and see it. Oh, it's the newest Star Wars movie. Again, they've taken a hiatus. They had no idea that the hiatus was basically a forced hiatus. And based on the fact that you don't apparently need to watch The Mandalorian and Grogu, the 3 seasons of The Mandalorian, to tie this into it, there'll be people that'll go and see it and they'll walk out of it saying that it's shit. Those normies that'll go into it expecting a Star Wars movie coming out, thinking it's completely boring and lifeless, as this review says. And that'll probably be the last Star Wars movie that they see. So yes, this is a good indication of where Star Wars is now landing 7 years after doing their sequel trilogy and the slop that they've put out on Disney Plus. This is going to be a good indication to see where the, let's say, the fan base is at. But you know what's going to be the next best indication? Is going to be the Star Wars Starfighter movie. Because like I said, you're going to get those normies that go into this movie expecting to see Star Wars. They're going to get absolute slop with no plot. And it's basically a joke of a movie. And it's, from what I'm hearing, it's like, it's majorly for kids. I hate the saying that it's for kids. I hate it. I hate it because I don't think Star Wars is necessarily for kids. I think that Star Wars is Star Wars and it's actually for everybody. So the kids can get something out of it. They can get their enjoyment with their flashy lightsabers and fucking whatever they get their enjoyment out of. But the lore and the canon and everything is so deep for the adults that it can... Have we not seen that over time? I think it's pretty fair to say that that's where we are at. Well, that's where we were at with Star Wars. But I'm telling you now, the true indication is going to be the Star Wars Starfighter movie. Because this will bomb. The normies out there will now be completely done with Star Wars. They won't waste their time or money. The next time that something like this comes out and there's at least something out there like a Mario movie to watch, they'll take the kids to watch that as opposed to the Star Wars movie. And some of them might some of the normies might still just go back. But again, to say that you'd be surprised for 400 million, when you think about it on a worldwide scale, 400 million isn't that much. I mean, they're expecting 85 million, let's say, at the high end, opening weekend domestically in America alone. Now, the drop-off is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of legs this movie has. You know. But I just feel like you're going to have those people that go and see it opening weekend, the big Disney Star Wars sills that go and see it opening weekend, and then they might go and see it the next weekend after that again, and maybe even one more time. You might get the average massive Disney Star Wars shill out there that goes and sees this movie, let's say 3 times, right? But you're going to have all the normies that'll either go out there opening weekend or the follow-up weekend, and it'll be the first and the last time that they see it. And based on what I'm hearing, it'll be the last time that they ever put any faith in spending $100 to take the family or $150 to take the family to see this slop. From what I'm hearing, there's few people out there that are saying that this is essentially for kids. There's a lot of, like, it's just kiddie humor crap, right? Apparently there's the section in the middle that we saw in the trailer where, you know, the Babu Fricks and Grogu go on their own little adventure or something. And the kids, but I've also heard that they're going to fucking, sorry, I got distracted by fucking Rumble. I will. I can't believe that fucking completely distracted me, Speed Force. And now I can't even remember the point that I was fucking going to make. Oh my God. Jeremy Hambley, fucking brain fart. I can't even fucking remember my train of thought. I hate that. Get distracted by the chat and then fucking just lose it all. Anyway. Oh, it's for the kids. But apparently that's where I was going to go. I remembered. It's for the kids, but apparently the kids are going to get bored. Good luck keeping your kids sitting in that chair. You know, that's where something like your Mario movie probably does keep your kid in their chair, because it's constant, like, and it's very flashy. I haven't seen it, so I can't really speak 100% on it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, the momentum of it just keeps the kids in their seats or whatever. I'm not hearing that same thing with this. Kids are going to get bored, but it's also just for the kids. Okay, and then there was this. Before we actually read through what I wrote, another decent tweet got, for me, got 31,000 views with only 218 likes, but I don't know how many, like, I don't know how the views work. It could just be somebody scrolling past it and quickly seeing it and then just moving right along. But this came out apparently out of nowhere. This came out of absolute nowhere. Jon Favreau admits he's not sure why Lucasfilm decided to make the Mandalorian movie. Let's actually go into this really quickly because there's a quote in here. There's somebody else. That quote alone is raising eyebrows among fans already questioning whether the upcoming film needs to exist in the first place. Well, you know, we continue hearing Jon Favreau talking about how this isn't the 4th season of The Mandalorian. This is just something that they inserted and stuff like that. And it's funny, John, that you're not sure why Lucasfilm decided to do this. Well, I'm 100% sure I know why. Let's just have a quick read of my twite. Let's have a quick read of my twite. I know why they made it. because Charmin Obaid-Chinoy wouldn't shut up 3 to 4 months after they announced that she was doing the Rey movie, and Disney Lucasfilm needed a distraction. So they announced the Mando movie and they got stuck with it because the 3 movies that they announced at that 2023 Star Wars celebration went nowhere. Disney Star Wars is a joke. That's why. And it's interesting. It's interesting to me that what he says there in regards to, he's not sure why. That brings more credence to the fact that that's why they actually did it. Because if you remember, late 2023, Charmin Obaid-Chinoy kept coming out and saying, oh, it's about time a woman directed a fucking Star Wars movie or was involved in Star Wars, or we got a woman's thing. And then all this stuff started coming out and she just wouldn't shut up. She wouldn't shut up. And then the distraction was the announcement of this movie. Despite the fact that we had an announcement at that Star Wars celebration of the James Mangold movie, the Dave Filoni movie, and the Charmin Obaid-Chinoy Rey movie. 4 months after they make those announcements, they announce this movie, and this movie makes it out before any of those even have a script 3 years later. That's why they made it, Jon Favreau. And I can't believe that you don't even recognize that. Why did you announce me in the first place? So you didn't even have a plan. You didn't even have it fucking, it's such bullshit. It's such fucking bullshit. Who asked for a Star Wars Mandalorian Grogu film? Like, why? Yep. Why? And the crazy thing is that they need to do everything that they can right now to save face with Star Wars. They really do. They need to do everything that they can to try and course correct, show that they're moving in the right direction, whatever the case may be. And this ain't it based on what we're seeing and hearing. This isn't it. Again, I feel like this is something that people forget about. This is something that people forget about. The fact that it was just a distraction. The announcement of this movie was a distraction. And they got stuck with it. They got stuck with it because the 3 movies that they announced months before the announcement of this movie as their distraction went nowhere. Went absolutely nowhere. And they got stuck between a rock and a hard place because they're fucking thinking, fuck, it's been 7 years since we've done a movie. We've done all these TV shows which nobody's really watching and it's fucking crap. Dude, I didn't forget. What didn't you forget? I started a little bit earlier, if that's what you're sort of saying there, Dr. Coffin-Nails. I hope this movie tanks. So do I, to be honest. So do I. Disney and Disney Lucasfilm, Disney Star Wars do not deserve to have success with Star Wars after what they've done with Star Wars. And they continue to prove that. Where are we going next? It's sort of all the Mandalorian and stuff that I've got. I do have this Damon Lindelof. So it's crazy how fucking this Star Wars news sort of comes out these days. You know, I don't know when this interview was from. Was it from worked in a project for 2 years. It doesn't say anything about when this was from. It's just crazy how this stuff sort of comes out. you know, obviously Jon Favreau's talking about the Mandalorian and Grogu, so you can fully expect him to say something like, I'm not sure why Disney decided to do it. You know, it might have been just said on a red carpet or in an interview or something like that. But it's just interesting how, you know, I guess they do sort of plan it that way a little bit. We had Star Wars, the fake Star Wars Day this month. We've had more Shadow Lord basically over the course of the last month. You got the Mandalorian and Grogu dropping, and I guess it just brings the topic out of the woodwork. Yeah, I did see that Kino Casino's other YouTube clip channel got taken down. After I finish the stream, I'm going to go and watch Kino. But yeah, that shit's getting fucking ridiculous. You know, it's not as big of a story in regards to like a trending topic at the moment, unless something blows up. I don't think it would necessarily come back around the way that it was a couple of weeks ago. You know, the people that are still sort of talking about it now are the people that are just A-loggers, or they're affected by it, like the Kino guys or Brittany Venti. I do find it funny that all Christy's got to go on is wedding stuff, the cake and fucking the dresses. You know, that makes Brittany a bad friend. Well, you know what makes you a bad friend? Being a lying piece of shit to your friends. I think that makes you worse of a friend than accidentally dressing in roughly the same color as your bridesmaids' dresses and fucking eating a wedding cake that somebody gave to you. Fucking ridiculous crap. That's just on the Chrissy stuff. Obviously, the Jeremy stuff, he's completely felted. Let's just say that, to the point where I don't know if any of them are really going to be able to recover, because everybody that's fucking talking to them is just continually now just giving them shit. So anyway, moving right along, let's watch this video from Damon Lindelof. Revealed that his vision of the Rey New Jedi Order. Did I say James Mangold? Was it supposed to be Damon Lindelof? Was this the one that they announced? Or am I just getting confused with the 35 million other fucking movies and shows that they've announced and they're not done? Because I'm sure it was James Mangold that was doing the New Jedi. No. He was doing the Origins of the Jedi or something. I can't even fucking remember now. G'day, Gabriel Knight. Good to see you. Anyway, Damon Lindelof revealed that his vision of Rey, New Jedi Order movie, would have explored the clash between nostalgia and moving Star Wars forward. I got to hear this. I saw like people talking about this, and I saw some tweets out there, and like I was going through last night, I was in bed and everything, and I saw this clip, and I'm like, don't we get an actual clip of it instead of just having to read what he said? All right, awesome. Have you guys got audio? I hate the delay, because if there's not, then I got to go back again. So hang on, was he fired off the Star Wars movie to bring in Charmin Obaid-Chinoy, or was Charmin Obaid-Chinoy brought in, fired, Damon Lindelof came in, fired? I'm so confused about the series of events that have taken place. No audio. I will go back and we will listen again. Thank you. Let's listen to that, just that bit again.
And just to talk about the bantha in the room, I was fired off of a Star Wars movie. So asking me, you know, they asked me, what do you think a Star Wars movie should be? And I said, here's what it should be. And they said, great, you're hired. And then 2 years later, I was fired. And so
what was the series of events? I can't remember. If it's 2 years, it's been 3 years since Charmin Obaid-Chinoy. No, it hasn't even been 3 years since Charmin Obaid-Chinoy. It's been it's like 2.5 years. So when did Damon Lindelof, when was he involved with this? I'm so confused.
I was wrong, at least through that prism. But what we were attempting to do, my partner Justin Britt Gibson and Raina McClendon and I, what we were attempting to do was to have this conversation in the movie, which is to say there is a force of nostalgia and there is a force of revision, and they are at odds with one another.
So you're going to address this within the movie? I gotta hear that again, and I don't even understand the two premises that he's talking about.
And Raina McClendon and I, what we were attempting to do was to have this conversation in the movie, which is to say there is a force of nostalgia and there is a force of revision, and they are at odds with one another.
I need him to elaborate.
And let's do the Protestant Reformation inside Star Wars. And it didn't work.
Sounds amazing.
You know, and so you kind of you have your cake and eat it too. But the conversation that the fandom is having without winking and looking at the audience, and that didn't feel necessarily that risky.
So hang on, did he want to actually almost break the fourth wall? Like almost through a movie, have a therapy session about Star Wars with the fans in the movie. That's the only thing that I'm gauging off of this. Damon Lindelof went into Lucasfilm when he got hired and basically said, we've got a problem with the fans. We're going to address this through the movie. That's what I'm gauging from him basically saying I'm so confused by that. Force of nostalgia versus force of revision. Why are we using the word force? Because it's Star Wars? It's like he said at the very beginning, I'm going to address the banter in the room. Are you just retarded to the point where all your references have to be fucking Star Wars based when you're talking about Star Wars? That's actually a great clip to play right now.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
And I may have been fired, not just because they seem to like the...
I think you may have been fired because what you just said to us is absolutely retarded. And I would hope that the people that are in charge saw the retardedness and said, no, you're not the right person.
Premise. It was just... the writing was really hard. It was slow, like the tone, getting it right, where it was inside of the canon, what its relationship was to episode 9. Is it starting a new trilogy? Is it like all of those things? They're so massive. They're so big. It's like to say this thing, it's the old like sort of like tanker equation, which is you turn the wheel and it takes 5 minutes before it turns a little bit like this. And so I think that idea of like, we're looking for the center of Star Wars. And when episode 7 came out, we all knew what it was. It was Rey and it was Finn and it was Poe. And it was like all these, and it
was all smoke and mirrors.
We were migrating back in Luke and Leia and Han and Chewie and all the.
And that was the wrong way to do it. It was supposed to be Han, Luke, Leia, Chewie, and then you bring in those other characters. You're actually proving how much of a fuck up this really is.
Those guys, but we've got the sense that when this new trilogy was over, we were going to be launching with these new characters, and that was the center of Star Wars. The new question is Mando and Grogu the center of Star Wars?
Oh, he's not happy. He's a bit salty, I think. Well, no, Mandalorian and Grogu isn't the center of Star Wars. Rey, Poe, and Finn aren't the center of Star Wars. They don't have a center of Star Wars. They don't have a balance at Disney Lucasfilm. And in fact, they're losing more and more and more the more that they actually put out. Diminishing returns after diminishing returns constantly. Constantly. That was a bunch of, this is a person, and I see this a lot from like directors and these people in the Hollywood industry or in the Hollywood bubble and stuff. You get a lot of word salad that if you're really naive, sounds intelligible, sounds like they're kind of intelligent and like, you know, giving their spin and talking about it. Like, who says the force of nostalgia versus what the force of revision? Like, what does that mean? Are you just trying to sound smart? Because it sounds to me like you're just trying to sound smart. And in the process, sounding absolutely retarded. Oh, and I just thought I'd share this. This is just something that popped up. Again, massive Star Wars talk out there. So all these Star Wars posts and stuff are popping up. I think there's a few people putting Star Wars posts out there just to jump on the algorithm of Star Wars possibly trending. So Star Wars Daily just puts this question out there and says, do you want a season 2 of The Acolyte? And you just go through. There you get some people. Yes, the fandom needs another awful low, like it's just everybody's fucking, no one wants that. Yes, we need this. This is the other thing too, is that this could just be a troll. Yes, we need it. I need peak Star Wars again. Hashtag renew the Acolyte. That could actually be a genuine fan. It could also be a fucking troll. You just don't know. Absolutely fucking not. Yes, yeah, there you go. 1. Yes. Look, it's so pathetic. It's so pathetic. That fucking mech suit is just as bad as the fucking rocket pram. Oh, we get a thumbs up. Yes, the first season was really good. It was like watching a horror movie. Excuse me. Like, again, that could actually be a legitimate comment. You know, they might be saying it was like watching a horror movie with how dark and sinister the stranger was and blah, blah, blah. Or they could just be trolling and saying, yeah, the first season was really good. It was like a horror movie. I couldn't watch, but I had to keep watching. Yes, or at least a continuation of the stranger's story. Pronouns in bio? No. Hell no, fuck that. Yep. Good joke. Yeah, so I think I even just in that post, looking through that, like the majority of people out there are like, fuck that. Like, seriously, fuck that. And in all honesty, I don't really care if they do or don't. In fact, if you did, it would probably be good for a lot of people out there just covering pop culture. Just like the season 1 was good for that too. The power of 1, the power of 2, the power of many. Oh, we got a clip for that actually. But before we do, Angry Sparrow 1 for 5 Canadian gives us our first teal for the stream for Minas Tirith. We'll add that to the list. Donations that have come through. We will eventually get there and we'll eventually build it on stream. And then we'll display it right in the middle there. We'll get rid of some of the Star Wars stuff and we'll start replacing it with some new shit. Sounds good. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate the support. Where am I? I'm going to play this and I may as well top up my drink while I'm doing it. Power of 1, the power of 2, the power of many. Here you go. Enjoy.
You'd better put a chick in it. fucking gay as fuck.
Funky.
And I want it lame!
Power of one, the power of two, the power of many. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
What?
That is so lame!
Hang on. Now my shit is saying that I've lost connection. Am I still with you? Have you still got me? Just going over to YouTube. It's saying that I'm still live. It's weird. And there's notification up in the top corner. Oh, be quiet. Eric, it's not quite that time yet. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right, let's get into some of the video reviews that we were going to go through. Let's go through some of these video reviews. We're going to start with Star Wars Explained. In fact, I'm going to also go and check Star Wars Theory. We're going to see if Star Wars Theory has seen it yet or done anything talking about it. We might go through a little bit of his video going over the reviews if he doesn't. But, yeah. Where did I go? What do you mean, where did I go? I don't know. Now I'm confused. All right, so we're going to watch this video here. The Mandalorian and Grogu, spoiler-free review. Let's see how much you can shill for this fucking movie. It's a good thing that the shills don't get early access so that they can't, you know, do video. Like, he probably had this fucking video recorded like a week ago or whenever he fucking watched it. Ready to go. No audio? Sorry. I thought I shared audio. Sorry, chat. I really hate Star Wars Theory. Oh, dude. I've hated him. I've thought he's okay. I've thought there's so many fucking things about Theory, and it's just the fence-sitting shit that pisses me off, and his lack of acknowledgement of how bad Dave Filoni actually is. I don't know how a person can say some of the things that he says, go through with Mauler and Ryan in regards to some of the things that Dave, and still have this hope and this love for Dave Filoni. I don't get it.
The Mandalorian and Grogu comes out later this week, but today the review embargo has lifted. So this video is going to be a spoiler-free review, and then on Friday, when the movie is actually out, I'm going to do full spoilers and talk about everything in detail, what I liked and what I disliked. But for now,
I'd be interested to know what you didn't like.
Let's talk more vaguely and without spoilers. The Mandalorian and Grogu is a very safe but very fun movie. I thought the first half...
Safe and fun. Safe and fun. I mean, how many times have we heard fun? Ask Grizzy. He's the one with the fun counter. Like, seriously, are we seriously going here? 7 years out, this is a thing that's going to essentially save Star Wars, relaunch Star Wars. It has to. If this fucking fails, if this fucking bombs, Star Wars is going to officially be done. Based on the description that I gave earlier in regards to the normies and stuff like that. And this is just fun. I gotta say, after every prequel movie that I went and saw in theaters, I don't think I ever once walked out of either one of those movies and ever described it as fun. Ever. I can't remember the descriptions that I gave, but it would have been something for Revenge of the Sith. My description for Revenge of the Sith is awesome. I would have walked out and so that was fucking awesome. That was so sick. Fucking the lightsaber fights, the downfall, Vader, fucking Palpatine, Yoda, all that shit. Fucking awesome. I probably would have walked out of Attack of the Clones probably in a similar sense, but that was only because of the way that it ended with the fight between Yoda and Dooku, and I would have been a little bit more disappointed. I can't even remember how I sort of first felt. And even for like the description to say that it's fun though, come on now. Where are we? You're doing reviews for kids, aren't you? That's what this is. Star Wars is for kids, which I can't believe that we use as a fucking thing because kids, fuck. Again, I'll use the example. Yeah, when I first watched Star Wars, I was a kid. It's amazing how much more I got out of Star Wars when I became an adult because there was always those themes in the fucking movie. Just as a kid, I never recognized it. And then when I became an adult, I did. It's amazing how you can have something that is for kids, but also that is good and, solid enough for adults to actually enjoy. Isn't that amazing? But you're doing this review for kids. Kids, get out there. It's going to be fun, fun, fun. The pod racing is fun. I'm pretty sure, like, most people's description of the pod racing was that was sick. That was awesome. Looked incredible. The way that the Force was being used through Anakin and stuff like that in the pod race, it's just, it was an instinct thing as opposed to him actually, like, harnessing the abilities or the will of the Force. Like, fantastic. You don't fucking get that shit anymore. You don't get that shit anymore. Not. Rhino, did you check out Vader's Order review? Vader's Order review yet? It's the worst one. No. I heard it then. No. No, I haven't. Maybe if we've got time, like we might. How long is it? Let me push.
Was excellent. The pacing was fast, but not too fast. The action set pieces were creative and well choreographed. Grogu was incredibly charming, and I was straight up shocked by how well they used Rada the Hutt. But the second half didn't keep up that energy or pacing.
Oh, like even the shills. Even the shills can't keep the energy and the hype going for more than fucking less than a minute. Dude, these are Disney, Lucasfilm, Disney, Star Wars' biggest fucking shills out there. Other than Theory, in some cases. But if we're talking about consistency, not just fence riding, but completely all in, these are their biggest guys. And these guys can't even sit there for longer than a minute with continuous praise of this fucking movie. And all I get from any of this so far, within the first minute of this review so far, all I've got right now is that it's supposed to be fun and it looks good. Well, based on some of the trailers that I saw, it actually doesn't look that good. That's just a cope. It's the only thing that people can go on.
and I don't think it delivered on a lot.
About 8 minutes. We might check it out. What is it? Vader's what? Vader's Order. Let me see. Never even heard of this person. But they've probably never heard of me either. Vader's Order. Here we go. Huh. 500,000 subscribers. That'd be nice. Oh, the thumbnail. I'm shocked. Look at this. There it is. 10,000 views in a day. Let's just minimize that. We'll see. We will see. Steezo. We'll see.
A lot of the ideas that were set up in the first half of the film. The Mandalorian and Grogu introduces some great jumping off points to explore fatherhood and legacy, and then it never does anything to bring those thoughts to a conclusion. There's a sequence that I felt went on way too long, involving characters and scenes that didn't really add much to the rest of the movie. The runtime probably could have been 10 to 20 minutes shorter, especially because I think the movie was at its best.
Wow, I gotta say, this almost feels like the most criticism that this dude has ever given to any Disney Star Wars thing. Does it not?
When it was just reveling in the joy of Star Wars. And I do think that's what Favreau wanted to focus on. He basically said as much when he was introducing the film, which is okay because I really like his sensibilities. I think the two of us probably have similar opinions on what makes Star Wars so much fun. But
I think like Jon Favreau does. Well, good to know, because what Jon Favreau just put together looks like a pile of steaming dog shit.
The best Star Wars movies for me have a much better balance between fun and substance. For the first half of the movie, that balance felt exactly right. I was so into the action, the characters, the creatures. The central conflict felt like something we hadn't seen for Star Wars on the big screen before. There was a lot of potential there, and I was hooked. The second half still had some great action, but it let go of a lot of its thematic potential. Basically, the movie didn't have as much to say as I initially thought that it would. It was still so much fun that I walked out with a smile on my face, but I don't think this will be a Star Wars project that I return to over and over and over again.
Oh, well, that's a big statement in saying that, actually. Because, you know, what I was saying before, you're going to have the normies that go in there and this is just going to be bullshit lame. This will be the normies now done with Star Wars. This will now be the normies done with Star Wars. But the fact that you've got one of the biggest shills out there saying that this isn't going to be a movie that I'm going to go back to and watch again and again and again, which is basically the same thing that it's been with the sequel trilogy. Nobody's going back and watching that. We got that from the evidence of what we talked about last week in regards to last year's Star Wars Day, numbers. Sequel trilogy wasn't even close to being on there. And there was a couple of outliers with Andor being on there because it was actually out at that time, blah, 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 blah. But there's no rewatchability to anything that Disney Star Wars is doing. And that's why the conversation is now being taken over by not what is the substance of it, but how alive is Star Wars anymore. The conversation revolves around the diminishing returns of Star Wars, any box office results, ratings, and just it's documenting its general demise. And you will never see that, will you, Alex? Because as long as Disney is willing to continue burning money and throwing money away, you're more than willing to get your little gift baskets. You're more than willing to fucking get your little trips over to fucking the studio so that you can meet the Mandalorian and your wife can fucking cry. It's the same as all the other shills out there. And, there's only so much that shilling will actually work at the end of the day with something like this. Because you're going to get people, you're going to get, like I said, the Disney Star Wars fans out there, they're already so naive to how shit Star Wars is or how shit Disney Star Wars is that they're always going to be naive to it. So this is always going to be the best Star Wars, the best Star Wars, the best Star Wars since the last Star Wars.
again to explore what Star Wars means, the same way I do with the Clone Wars, for example. Right now, I'm feeling like it's a 7 out of 10.
I like how he uses the Clone Wars as the example.
Good time at the movies, and I'm excited to see it again. I've also been listening to Ludwig's score, which is fantastic, and that's building up hype for another viewing. Okay, so those are my general...
So listening to the score is the thing that's building hype for another viewing. Listening to the score is what's building hype for another viewing. Are we serious? If I'm still doing this in 10 years' time, I am going to be so interested to go back to see what the last trailer's view count is on YouTube. Just remember this, guys. The Force Awakens, 10 years out, had 110 million views. I'll never forget it. It's like 116 million or something like that. I'm just saying 110 million. It's a safe, good number. And the last Mandalorian trailer right now is like petered out. I think it just hit 5 million views and it's just sitting there at 5 million. It's taken like 3 weeks for it to get, or 2 weeks, whatever it is, from its release to get from basically 4.2 million views when it started becoming stagnant to 5 million views.
Thoughts. I want to get a little more specific now. Still no story details or spoilers or anything like that, but I want to talk about the movie and the whole franchise in a larger sense. Again, there won't be spoilers, but if you're someone that's been avoiding trailers or just any details about the movie, this is your warning,
Alex,
because
trust me, Alex, no one, and I mean no one, cares about spoilers. No one. Oh, okay. I lie. There's like a 1%. 1% of people out there actually do care about spoilers. These people care.
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt! You fucking cunt!
Those people are the ones that do care.
I am going to start diving deeper to answer questions that I know fans are going to have. Like, is the movie just a long episode of the series, or does it feel like an entire season condensed into 2 hours? I'm a little mixed on that. I do think the movie has...
The reason why he's a little mixed on that is because the real answer is yes, it is. Because if he's mixed on it, then he has thought it, and he does think that that is the case. But the reason why he's mixed on it is because Disney's watching. It's because Disney's watching.
2 distinct halves, which can make it feel a little episodic, but it's not like the story completely shifts gears. It's all still connected. It reminds me of TV movies that have worked in the past, like The X-Files or Serenity. It's a familiar format with an appropriately adjusted scale. And it also didn't seem like there was so much crammed into the...
To put this, I swear, this guy pulls shit out of his ass. X-Files movies... It's like a TV show brought to the fucking no.
Story that it was a condensed version of what season 4 might have been. I do think the format of the Mandalorian series worked against the movie at times. You know how every time he goes to a new planet, someone asks him for a favor.
Jules, how are ya? Hope you're good, cunt. Cunt. Is the Mando? I haven't seen it. Movie of the year. Yeah. The best Disney Star Wars movie of the year. Because the only Disney Star Wars movie this year.
And there was just a lot of back and forth that I think could have been simplified, but the pacing was generally good and fast in those scenes, so they never felt like they were dragging the movie down. I've also seen people asking if The Mandalorian and Grogu does anything to set up for Ahsoka Season 2 or the future of the New Republic era. That answer for now is a definitive no. Sure, there are Imperial warlords being rounded up.
The reason why this is a no is because you got to remember, this was announced and started 2.5 years ago. Like I said, it was the distraction, right? That's why Jon Favreau doesn't know why Disney decided to make it, because he didn't realize that they actually announced it as a distraction. So... this has no connection to anything. They needed something to be completely isolated. And this is what they came up with. Also, too, I just want to point out in regards to what I was sort of saying before, and we will get to Chris Gore's review, but to Say that there's no cameos. Well, there kind of is with Zeb, at least. I also don't know what the situation is with droids, if there's any cameos of droids and stuff like that. You got to remember, all it takes these days is to get a couple of these and you're safe. And you're safe. So as long as you bring in like an R4 droid, or you know, you could even just bring in the Jawa fucker from Mando. I wonder if she's in it. It is a Mando movie after all. The Jawa fucker on Tatooine. Interesting, huh?
We saw in The Mandalorian Season 3, but this is a mostly self-contained story, and that mostly worked for me.
Exactly. That's where most people are right now, to be completely honest with you. I want spoilers. Give me spoilers. I don't care. Fuck Disney Star Wars. Exactly. Remember?
This isn't really an Imperial remnant story, it's an underworld story. The Hutts are the focus, and the Imperials are sometimes there, which I thought was a good idea. Most Star Wars stories...
Well, I think that that's a good idea too, for something like when you're trying to correct the universe. I think that that's a good idea as well. But you got to remember, Alex, that this was supposed to be essentially what the Mandalorian was originally supposed to be. No Force users, underworld, fucking bounty hunting. And we ended up getting a little bit of that. And again, I've talked about tracking fobs and how ridiculous they are and how nobody's been able to explain to anyone how any of that shit fucking works. They just bring in canon for no fucking reason and they just change shit for no fucking reason. Because it makes it easier for the writers. Oh, we're in a universe that's made up. We'll just make shit up and we won't explain it. You know, it's crazy when you deep dive into Star Wars lore and stuff like that and you find out that there's different types of hyperdrive engines. And, you know, those different levels and those different types of hyperdrive engines can change the duration and the distance, how long it takes to travel a certain distance. Red-pilled Rants comes in and says the Mandalorian and Grogu is better than the Empire Strikes Back, but then comes in and says, oops, sorry about that. I just had a slight stroke. Funny. Shit. Where we are with Star Wars right now, it is in such a bad place. And I know that there's normies out there that are literally going to go and still see this movie. I've got people at work that are talking to me that came up to me on fake Star Wars Day, you know, oh, happy May the 4th be with you, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, I used to get into that banter when it was just a meme, when he didn't actually turn it into a stupid fucking day and all of that kind of shit. And I still sort of, you know, I don't like it, but, you know, I'm at work. These people don't know any different. They're not like into it like I am. But fuck, man, there are people at my work that are probably going to go and see this Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And it'll be interesting to see what they say, to be honest with you. It will really be interesting to see what they say. No, they don't have any regard for such detail. And g'day, Jesus de Villa. Good to see you.
Stories have galactic stakes, and the enemies are the Empire or a copy of them. Mando and Grogu was similar to Solo. The Imperials are around, they are a threat, but they're not the focus. That said, I still would have appreciated some sort of forward movement for the overarching narrative. A mention or hint of Thrawn's return to the galaxy or something like that. It's hard to say because we don't know what the future of the New Republic era is going to look like, but right now my biggest problem as a fan of Star Wars is that the Mandalorian and Grogu feels inconsequential to the larger story. The action is great.
This is the thing, is you got to remember, somebody like Alex, he still thinks that the larger story that Disney has been putting out there, not that there is much of a larger story out there, to be completely fair, but he thinks that larger story is really fucking good. That's how retarded this dude is.
About the movie, but the stakes in the second half just weren't there. Maybe I'm wrong, and we're going to get a season 4 of The Mandalorian, and we're going to see the consequences of the movie and how that all ripples out. But in this day and age, where seemingly every movie that comes out is part of a cinematic universe and it has to lead into the next upcoming project, I could see that being a point of frustration for fans. I've also seen...
Now, again, a point of frustration for fans, the fact that this is its own isolated story and it doesn't actually lead into or it's inconsequential to the bigger story. Yeah, the Disney Star Wars fans are going to be disappointed about that. But they're failing to see the position that Star Wars is in right now and the fact that this is the only thing that they could have done. And it's so ridiculous, to be completely honest, that they've basically had about 2 years to come up with this story as well. Basically about the same amount of time as they did to come up with the 3 movies that they did announce at the Star Wars Celebration. And this is the slop that they came up with. This is the slop that they decided to fucking do. And this proves that even the people working on Lucasfilm, Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, and everything, don't actually know what Star Wars is or where Star Wars is going. Star Wars is so broken that even the people creating Star Wars are lost.
Fans curious to know if The Mandalorian and Grogu will feel big enough for Star Wars' return to the big screen. I have also been one of those fans that was wondering the same thing. I would say that, yes, it is big enough, and I also think it was a smart move to put this movie out now before Starfighter or anything else. I agree with you, Alex. Putting this movie out there saves a lot of people a lot of money by the time Starfighter gets out. Because like I said, the normies are going to be out after this one. Completely out. The longer we went since 2019 without a Star Wars movie, the more pressure was being built up for... You gotta remember too, like, even though there might be some parents out there where their kids are fans of like Mandalorian or whatever the case may be, the parents will be so bored by the entertainment and it'd be so laughable to them, these normie parents out there, to the point where they would end up probably steering their kids away from Star Wars because they don't want to punish themselves and put themselves through another fucking Star Wars movie in theaters with their kids running around where they're the only ones actually paying attention to something that they don't even enjoy or they're not even enjoying. So I agree. It's the right time to put this out now just to prove to everybody that Star Wars really is fucked. So to prove to everybody that Star Wars really is dead. And then by the time Star Wars Starfighter comes out, it'll just be fucking done. Okay, Mr. Bantham, how are you? Whatever came out first. The Mandalorian and Grogu is a known entity with lower stakes. We know and like these characters, but they are fairly young to the Star Wars franchise. It's not the same feeling as going into the sequel trilogy when we had literally decades worth of emotional baggage surrounding the original trilogy characters. It doesn't feel like the future of Star Wars rests on the shoulders of Din and Grogu. We can go into this movie knowing pretty much exactly what to expect, and I think it meets and often beats those expectations. I think it's going to be a crowd pleaser that does very well with families. I'm not expecting it to make $1 billion, but I think it's going to do all right. But even if it doesn't, we get to move on to Starfighter next year.
But even if it doesn't, we get to move these people and their cope. These people and their cope. But even if it doesn't go well, we get to look forward. What, dude, do you think that that's going to do well based on the return of this? Dude, Starfighter is a completely new story with a completely new character and everything. This story had 3 seasons of build-up for people to get to know some of these characters, and there's just nothing there. If this fails, what makes you think that Starfighter is going to be any good? You can see the cope in his fucking eyes.
Without all the discussion of this is going to be the first Star Wars movie back in 8 years. The Mandalorian and Grogu is going to lighten the pressure on a movie that will very much be forging a new path in a brand new era of Star Wars, expanding the franchise. I do think that's part of Disney's strategy. Put out a very safe, known quantity that stars an insanely cute and charming puppet, and hopefully stabilize fan expectations for Star Wars on the big screen. And the movie is good. It's not perfect, but it's fun and full of joy, and it made me happy. I wish the second half was as good as the first, but I still enjoyed it for what it was. So I guess the final question is it good enough for The Mandalorian and Grogu to be fun?
Yes.
That is the main keyword I've seen thrown around.
The answer is yes, and that it's fun. Yes, because it's fun. Yes, and something to do with fun. Just yes and fun.
I've said it a lot in this review. I would argue that, yes, it's fine. Like I said, I wish the movie had more substance, but I've seen some people sneering at the word fun as if it's all of a sudden an insult.
I haven't watched it. I swear to God. I swear to God, I haven't watched this. Oh my God. Oh, that couldn't have been more perfect. Yes, straight off the bat, but people have been sneering at the word fun. Grizzy, that's you, buddy. Oh my God, how priceless is that?
I fell in love with Star Wars as a kid because it was fun. As an adult, I have loved digging into the themes and learning more about why it continues to resonate so.
Yes, you're saying exactly what I said before. That as a kid, yes, it was enjoyable. You got the funness as a kid. But then when you got older, you saw you saw it in a completely different, you're almost a completely different person when you see it as an adult compared to it as a child. Oh, man. Oh, man. Somebody clip that, please. Somebody clip that. Just from the moment of me, like, just before I pause it, I think he says something, and I'm like, we lead into it, and I basically then say yes. He's going to say yes, and it's going to be fun. Oh, man. That's the best. Isn't that just the best?
So much with me and the rest of the world, but I see no problem with a movie that just has a primary focus on the fun and joy of Star Wars. Now, if we hadn't recently seen Andor or Maul Shadowlord, these stories that deal with very heavy real-world themes, I might feel differently about it. And I don't think The Mandalorian and Grogu is going to have the same lasting impact as a project like...
See, I don't even know if he's recognized the fact that they've done a retcon with Maul Shadowlord as well. Now, yes, it's a retcon from the Plagueis book, which is essentially to tie into something that is involved in canon. I mean, Plagueis crosses over with actually a couple of things that still are in Disney's canon. First of all, the first one being the Phantom Menace, of course, but then it also does cross over with the Clone Wars, which Dave Filoni, like I said, wanted to force in Maul's backstory into the Plagueis novel so that it fits in with his Clone Wars, which is still a part of Disney's canon. But then in Maul Shadowlord goes and retcons that because the dude is just fucking psycho and can't keep his shit straight. I wonder too. No doubt he's seen it. No doubt. I've no doubt. Grizzy's on top of most of this shit. Grizzy should clip out my fucking reaction there. Yes, and it's fun.
Like Andor. But it has been weird to me to see people scoffing at the idea that a movie being fun is a good selling point. Because the world is not very fun right now. I was really grateful for a couple hours of fun and whimsy and escapism, and I'm still excited to see it again. So that'll be...
But dude, how can you say that the world, the Star Wars world isn't fun, really that fun anymore, blah, blah, blah. Dude, everything that you've watched, everything that you've reviewed, every single thing that Disney Star Wars has put out has been fun for you. It's why I don't understand when people like you say, oh, we're so back, baby. Back from what? When were you never not there? In your eyes.
The end of my spoiler-free review. On Friday, when the movie is all the way out, I will be digging into full spoilery details about everything that I liked, everything I disliked, really...
Fuck him. That's so fucking pathetic. So fucking pathetic. I just love that. I love that. Honestly, I hope somebody clips that out. I'd like to just rewatch over that again. All right, let's watch Jeremy Johns really quickly. He's just done a 6-minute review. Doesn't say non-spoilers, doesn't say anything about spoilers. And excuse me, if you heard that into the mic, that was kind of gross. It was just a burp, but it kind of got stuck. So I apologize. I mean, look, we all know what it's like when you make sounds just into the mic, right?
I like to get into a vibe. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So we'll get into it. We'll discuss it all. You know, the truth is, it sort of is what it is. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Look.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We've got a Joshy Boy tweet to look at, actually, to be honest. Let me bring this back up again. All right, Jeremy Johns. Let's see what he has to say.
Released Star Wars film since 2019. That's right. Nearly 7 years after Star Wars Episode 9, Let's Forget This Ever Happened, we have one of the films of 2026. So The Mandalorian and Grogu is the newest adventure of the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. I know his name's Grogu, but I thought he was cooler as Baby Yoda. And to let you know, I've seen the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, but I never saw season 3. Just at a point, I was like, I think I'm good. And right off the bat, I can absolutely...
There you go. Already started falling off. Luke Skinwalker didn't work on some people.
Absolutely see why they screened the first 15 minutes of this movie twice. It was the first 15 minutes at CinemaCon, I think the first 25 later, because the first 5 minutes of the movie is the best part of the movie and the trailers. I've heard the John Wick meets Mando comparisons. I don't actually disagree with them. You see his shadow ominously walking by, people are like, who's there? And it's just headshot, 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 headshot. When he's being the bounty hunter, angel of death to these Imperials, you're reminded how badass Mandalorian.
So basically the trailer is what I'm getting from this so far is that the trailer is the first couple of minutes of the movie. It's the best part of the movie because it's just a big action sequence, and then we just fall off a cliff, like the AT does in the trailer.
Are. Then the movie keeps going, and you realize the first 5 minutes of The Mandalorian and Grogu is the cinematic equivalent of using an Instagram filter on a dating app. Because as the movie goes on, not only does it lose steam, but it doesn't make good on its setup. The setup of this movie has on-screen text that tells the audience the Empire's been defeated and scattered. The New Republic's trying to build, so Mando has to go find a guy who might have information that can tell the Republic.
But this is the other thing too, is like, who's even interested in that story anymore? This is 2 years after Return of the Jedi. 2 years after Return of the Jedi? No. Yes. I don't fucking know. When does this take place, chat? When does this take place?
Look what the Empire's up to. What the Empire's up to. But then the movie goes, hey, forget about that. Let's deal with the Hutts. This movie's either going to be exactly what you thought it was going to be or what you were afraid it was going to be. It feels like 2 arcs made up of 4 episodes of The Mandalorian released on the big screen. Maybe 5 episodes of The Mandalorian. Sometimes those episodes are kind of short. And yeah, the first half.
This is what I was about to say. 5 years after 5 years after Return of the Jedi, we know what happens in another 25 years down the track. If this is the New Republic trying to build up their government and trying to, you know, take control of the galaxy and stuff like that after the events of Return of the Jedi, and we're still there. Google says 5 years. Okay. And good day, Geordie. Good to see you. Then, like, who gives a fuck about that story when we know where that ends up? They do fail. The rebellion or the New Republic or whatever you want to fucking call them do fail. The Palpatine isn't dead. Like, nobody gives a fuck about that plot point, that storyline.
Half of this movie is by far the more engaging half. Though he only goes after a couple people, there's a deck of cards that Sigourney Weaver's character has. Each card in this deck of cards is a different person that Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, can go after. Kind of funny that sometimes this movie does feel like a video.
Is that when he says, I'll kill everybody in your deck of cards? Are we seriously doing this?
Game, because that's actually the plot of the video game Mercenaries for PS2, done by, funny enough, LucasArts. But I feel like I made that comparison in another video.
Huh.
It wasn't a Mandalorian video, was it? I don't know. I do feel like I've made that comparison before that. But in the second half of this movie, I was checking my watch, man. Look, this might be a me thing, a subjective. Well, of course it's a me thing, and of course it's subjective. Like, I'm just going to say it. I've never found the Crime Lord space slugs interesting.
They look like they are attached. Do they not? Like cat dog.
It was interesting. I never have. I mean, the Jabba's palace section in Return of the Jedi totally works for what it is, you know, to wrap up the Jabba the Hutt arc, the backstory with Han Solo, and to get Han Solo back. Also, it's cool seeing the heroes infiltrate the palace, knowing they got a plan. But Jabba being a big, cumbersome animatronic that took multiple people to operate, it kept Jabba stationary. But now with CGI, we can make the Hutts mobile and make them a bigger part of Star Wars stories and plots. Great. Every minute spent with the Hutts in this movie was every minute that felt like a side quest.
See, that's another thing too. Like, even though you do have the ability to now move the Hutts around and make them, let's say, more athletic, is it necessary? No. Does it lessen, let's say, the what's the word that I'm looking for? I guess their presence, like the Hutts with what they are, and you know, they shouldn't be doing anything. They should just be having slaves and people doing shit for them. They shouldn't be a gladiator champion. They should own the gladiator champion. Less is more sometimes, is I guess the point that I'm trying to make.
Only thing is, it's the main quest in here, which makes this whole movie feel like a side quest. Don't worry though, I imagine we'll find out what the Empire's up to in season 4 of The Mandalorian, which this movie very well could have been. So season 5. It's kind of cool that Grogu has more to do here, though. At a point, I feel like I briefly slipped into a Temu Minions movie, but Grogu's oddly, wildly inconsistent when it comes to maturity and power. He does that in what, episode 2 of The Mandalorian? There's so many times in this movie, even a fraction of that force usage would have been pretty advantageous. The side door is open.
I'm hearing that too, that the power levels of Grogu and stuff like that are not really like, but we've seen that across all 3 seasons of The Mandalorian so far. Uses it here, doesn't use it there. I mean, even just the way that the end of season 3 of The Mandalorian ended with Grogu putting up basically a force field around all 3 of them, him, Mando, and Bo-Katan, I believe, and while the ship just gets destroyed in this fucking, like, but then doesn't use it and has to jump across the lights against the Praetorian Guard things, and then, like, there's just, yeah.
Man, just use the force to push the detonators out. No problem. But then we wouldn't have tension if he did that. All right, you're right. I imagine the kids this movie's made for won't think about that. Just sometimes he forgets what he can do with the
force. But then when the kids grow up who thought that they were fans of this, and then they start sitting there and realizing that, and with the way information moves around the internet and everything, by the time they even get to an adult level of watching the show or watching the movie, they're already going to understand that they were basically duped as kids to just enjoy this thing for the flashy lights that it is, as opposed to it actually having a decent substantive story.
Of course, other times he's pretty powerful. Sometimes he's like a toddler in the cockpit just hitting all the buttons like a kid would. Sometimes he's pretty self-sufficient.
But that's the thing too, is like we see that constantly. And even in that clip that they showed on that late show or whatever, where you know, Mando's trying to give him instructions to Grogu, to the ship, and he just keeps pushing the wrong buttons and doing the wrong things. But then, like, you know, you never know. Fucking 5 minutes goes by and he's completely efficient in how to fly the ship and shit like that. You know, obviously, I'm just using that as an example, but you know what I mean. There's no consistency to these characters, especially Grogu.
Like a teenager, maybe, who was an Eagle Scout. Though the consistent part is it coincides with the conveniences this movie's stacked with, because there are a lot of them. Situations of peril that would require a very specific solution or a stack of specific solutions, and wouldn't you know it, some CGI in this movie looked pretty solid, not gonna lie. Other shots look like a TV show. Ironic. And at least one shot in particular just straight up looked unfinished. In the end, I don't even hate The Mandalorian and Grogu. It's just, it's safe, disposable sci-fi slop that I don't even know who it's made for. It's a kid's movie that's too long for kids. Being honest, it drags for adults as well. And any adults, especially in this economy, are going to check their wallets and realize they can get better Mando adventures in the episodes of the already existing show. I suppose that hurts more because it's a Star Wars movie. I found it weird going from, hey, a new Star Wars movie's coming out. That's an event with months leading up to it. Months that you felt. And then last week I was like, oh, that's right. There's a Star Wars movie coming out next year.
It was like that, wasn't it, chat? Like they're building up to this thing. There's no hype out there. It's not trending. There's just trailers dropping and clips coming out and TV spots and interviews and little red carpet things and this and that. And there's little bits of talk out there. I mean, we were building up to it. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, even though we've been talking about it week on week on week for the last fucking month, basically being that this is, you could say, Star Wars month, with everything that they've come out with, and being that there's Star Wars Day in there and Disney Star Wars Day in there and all of that other bullshit. But then it arrives and it's like, oh my God, it's actually here. It crept up on me. That's bad in itself.
Huh. In this movie, I was forced to face and wrestle with this question: how long can I enjoy this formula? Mando has to fight CGI monsters and then gets out of it, and then has to fight CGI monsters and then gets out of it, and then has to fight, that's right, CGI monsters. Rinse, repeat. How long? The answer is half this movie, about an hour. I'm just not going to remember the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda in T-1 day. Yep, already forgot. This is the easiest money Sigourney Weaver ever made, though. And it does show. All right, so the Mandalorian and Grogu, have you seen it? What?
That's not good either.
What's your favorite Star Wars movie? What's your favorite Star Wars show? I've asked all of them. What's better, Battle for Endor or Caravan of Courage? Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more.
All right, that's it from Jeremy Johns. That wasn't a good endorsement of it either. Let me just, before we go any further, let me just see what we've got here. Oh, let me bring that other one up actually as well. And we'll just put that there for the moment. Okay. Oh, that was a whiny ass fucking meow. I mean, another thing that I do want to point out, which I actually don't have a tab or anything for, but they get all these influencers to come and they get surprised by Pedro Pascal in the suit, takes the helmet off and everything, and they try and play it off as, oh, it was a shocking surprise for just general fans, blah, blah, blah. But then they get community noted and it gets told that they're full of shit. And these were actually planned, invited people to come out and actually have this experience and do this thing. If you don't want more evidence that there actually are shills out there and they're trying to hide that fact, Jesus Christ. I got to stop saying that. Fucking crazy. Just crazy. See a bit of cat hair there. Do you hear that? Even Eric fucking hates it. Even Eric fucking hates it. Let's get rid of some of these tabs, shall we? Let's see. Get rid of all of these. Might have to feed him quickly. Although it is so early to be feeding him right now. Get rid of that one. We can get rid of that one and that one. Very good. Meow. All right. I think what we'll do, before we do go any further, we're going to do Seal of the Week. And I'm going to feed this cat. It's so early, though. It fucking annoys the shit out of me because I'm not even looking at him. Yes, get the seal clapping emojis. Feed that baby. Sounds like he's saying no. 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 Oh, that was a whiny ass no. He says no like an Australian. He says meow like an Aussie. All right. Now this is the thing, just for Seal of the Week, before we do get there. I've got too many Seals of the Week, so I need to actually a process of elimination here. Process? We're definitely using that one. Yep, we'll use that one. We'll use that one. and we'll use that one. All right. Sorry, Retiny's holocron. Well, it was just basically okay. So let me show you which one we're actually getting rid of this week. I didn't actually. It's actually works out completely fine, and works really well because for Retiny we were just going to go through because the last few posts are all like Star Wars posts and stuff like that. So it was just going to be a general sort of thing with that one. But we are going to get rid of that one, and we're going to surprise you with the seals this week because we do have 4 of them. For the first time in a long time, we've actually got 4 nominees this week. The only thing is, I got to feed this fucking cat, and I got to take a piss. So fuck, there's so many that aren't long enough. Do I just do nap time? I wish I had a better one than nap time because nap time gets old. But it is the longest one that I have. I wish fucking the Mozza farting was like a 2-minute clip, but that's only like 30 seconds. You know what? I'm just going to give you fucking Joshy Boy, being that he does have a nomination this week and all the noises that he makes. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Oh, we just lost 3 viewers. All right, go somewhere, but come back.
I like to get into a vibe. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So we'll get into it. We'll discuss it all. You know, the truth is, it sort of is what it is. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? Look. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Right? You know what I mean? That's all good. You know what I mean? Right? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Totally understand it. Like, totally get it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And asking me questions and this, that, second, the third. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Frankly, I'm a big believer in, like, alchemy. You know what I mean? Sort of an esoteric, hippy-dippy kind of a guy, right? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And that's all. You know what I mean? But, yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I can cook. You know what I mean? Wife, this, that, second, and third. You know what I mean? 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 It is what it is. You know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you don't... I'm not doing it for charity. You know what I mean? So weird.
What are you talking about?
All right, I'm back. What are you talking about? Hang on one second. Let me play this one. Bye.
Oh, Mozza, read that.
So Mozza, don't let the American bitch.
Did you just fart?
Yes, I did. Tell you what to do.
I think it's bedtime, Mozza.
Question mark.
I think it's bedtime for Mozza. That's...
He pushed so far.
That's the type of videos that we watch on fucking Happy Hump Day.
I gotta pee. Oh my god.
You know what I mean? All right. All right, back to it. Back to it. Here we go.
I'm all the Jedi.
All right, Here we go. The nominees for this week's Seal of the Week. We got the seal clapping emojis in the chat. Woo! Let's go. Hail to all the members. Become a member. Get your emojis today. All right. Can I? No. I thought I could. I thought the month had maybe ticked over. We're close to where I could have given memberships. All right. First nominee this week is Battlefront Updates. Never had a nomination before, but you're getting one this week because you said, saw the Mandalorian and Grogu tonight. Pretty much what I expected. A fun this is why I left it in there, because as soon as I read the word fun, I'm like, that's enough. A fun little Mando and Grogu adventure with some cute moments and quips. Woo! Felt more like a 3 to 4 episode Mando season 4 arc than a movie. Interesting. After waiting 7 years for a new Star Wars movie, though, I left disappointed. Oh, I didn't even read the rest of that. I don't even understand how you can put those two things in the same fucking sentence. Is that a seal, chat? I'll let you decide. We'll still put him in. We'll leave him in because of this basically thing. It's pretty much what I expected. So, okay. It's pretty much what you expected. So did you expect to be disappointed? It's pretty much what I expected. A fun little Mando and Grogu adventure with cute moments and quips. Felt more like a 3 to 4 episode Mando season 4 arc than a movie. But after 7 years, not a seal? Do we just eliminate him from the nominations? I'll let you decide, chat. We want, just for this particular nomination, if he still keeps his nomination, put a 1 in the chat. If he doesn't keep his nomination, a 2 in the chat. If he keeps his nomination, so he'd be keeping his nomination for basically this part of his quote. Because to me, this part of it doesn't even line up with this last sentence. I mean, the fact that he even just went and paid for it is enough to make him a seal, isn't it? Oh, that's my opinion. Are we doing any? Am I still live? Hello, is there anybody there? We get 1, 2, and 1, 1. Not seal enough. Okay. Not shilling enough, I should say. Oh, and then we get a 2 and a 1 again, and then a 2. So I did say 1 was to keep the nomination, 2's no. So 2's winning right now by 1 vote, really. I think we do take him out. All right, we'll just take him out. We can waste a lot of time on whether or not it's a seal or not. We'll just get rid of him. No, you're not live. We can't see you. Well, it took ages. I don't know how long it took, but I don't know if there was that much of a delay. But I asked for 1s and 2s in the chat, and it fucking took ages before I saw a number. I've just got bots in my chat. I don't have 42 people watching. There's only 5 people really watching, and the rest are bots. And then we get a 3. Okay, so this one's going. We're getting rid of it. There, we completely eliminated it, so we can't even go back to it if we wanted to. Imagine if I go through all of these and they're all pretty much the same. So we get a retweet of a Star Wars tweet about going and seeing the Mandalorian and Grogu and blah, 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 blah. For the 6% who aren't aware, the new Star Wars film was directed by the filmmaker who brought Iron Man to the big screen. He knows how to make movies. I think that's shill-worthy, isn't it? Seal-worthy? Yeah, that's right. See? Bad Bill is a bot. I think that's a seal worthy. So that's nominee number 1, Max Smith. Then we get Joshy Boy. Now, I find this one to be hilarious, to be completely honest with you. So he posts, obviously, the 58% rotten. It's obviously at 60% now. On Rotten Tomatoes, and says, I'm glad I decided to take a day off streaming. LOL. Why? Perhaps because you might get roasted for bringing so much hope to the table because of Dave Filoni. You and I know that you guys aren't fucking on terms anymore, Mr. $500. That's where the fucking clip of him coming from came from. Sorry, but you and Theory both. You ride the fence so much and you put so much hope out there for people. And the shills, the Disney Star Wars fans absolutely love you for that. And then the thing is, though, is you get those people out there, some of those normies and some of those people that are just maybe slightly interested. They call themselves fans, but don't dive deep into it and all of that kind of thing. You give them hope, despite what their eyes and ears are telling them. Which Iron Man? He did Iron Man 1. The first Iron Man movie was Jon Favreau. Anyway, that gets nominee number 2. So we've got nominee number 1, nominee number 2, nominee number 3. Jen Mary? I don't know. Jen Mary? I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly. Says, Star Wars fans, I recommend you see The Mandalorian and Grogu for yourselves. Even if your opinions often align with your favorite, this is so funny, with your favorite journalist, content creator, etc., it doesn't mean they always will. Your opinions will align is what they're trying to say. Just trying to get people to... This is the thing, though. When you've had these fans out there of certain IPs, certain franchises, whether it be Star Wars, Doctor Who, fucking Lord of the Rings, you name it, whatever it is. And they were giving these things a chance and they were watching them and they got tapped out by how fucking pathetic it was. They got also tapped out by the people that are creating them, blaming them for how bad this shit actually is, to the point where they're watching their favorite journalist or their favorite content creators, and everything that person is saying is constantly in a line with how they feel about it. And they've given them chances. They've watched this. They've watched that. They thought, oh, this person said that it wasn't too bad, so I gave it a chance. I thought it was shit, but they obviously didn't, or whatever. So there's plenty of that goes on. But you've got to understand something. With where we are with Star Wars right now and how many opportunities people have gone out there and decided to think for themselves and go out there and watch it for themselves as opposed to listening to their favorite content creator, they've been burnt every time they've done it, to the point where they're not going to bother wasting their money anymore. Voting with your wallet has now come to a point where it's not even voting anymore. It's just deciding not to waste money. So those are your 3 nominees. We did have 4, obviously, but fucked up with that first one. Let's get the poll in the chat, shall we? One, 2, and 3. Shout out to the lurkers. If you've been listening, please place your vote. It's just one little click of your button. One little click. Let's see. Let me just check my notifications and see if there's been any spurgs on any of those tweets. I enjoyed it. Not fan of Pedro, but still it's okay. Okay. It's fake Star Wars. No, that's in support. The only Disney Star Wars that isn't Star Wars is Andor. Star Wars was never meant to be a drama. That's a hot take. It's a fucking hot take. Not even a bad movie. It's literally not. No, that's it. That's it. All right, get your votes in. Nominee number 1. If you're not aware that this film was made by the same person that did Iron Man, he knows how to make movies. Yeah, he should know how to make movies. Based on what I'm hearing here, he's fucked up big time. This is a slight on his fucking legacy, on his career. Number 2 is Joshy Boy, who decided not to stream because he's too much of a shill to face the music after basically building a massive amount of hype for this thing and it fucking looking like it's dying in the ass. And then you get nominee number 3, Jen Marie. Basically saying, go and watch it for yourself. Go and watch it for yourself. And don't just listen to your favorite person out there because, you know, even though you're mostly aligned with them in what they talk about and what they say, you're not. You might not be. You might not be. All right, where are we going? We got Chris Gore. All right, I've already watched the Chris Gore one. And this is only 8 minutes. Let's watch this one. Let's watch this one. I
had the chance to watch The Mandalorian.
Why we got closed captions on, but I can't turn closed captions off? Does he just have closed captions on his video? Whoa! Look at the thumbs up and thumbs down. 10K views. The guy's got 5. I should know who this person is. I obviously don't. Over 500,000 subscribers. It is only a day. 10,000 views. But 587 up to 302 down. Interesting. Let's see what we decide to do.
Mandalorian and Grogu early. And to describe it in one word, it's thrilling. And in this video, I'll explain why. You might be asking yourself though, is the movie good? Is it worth me going to the theaters and watching it? And most of all, how does it compare to other Star Wars films that we've seen? Well, today I'm going to answer all of that and more while keeping it 100% spoiler free. So you don't have to worry about spoilers here. Anyways, let's get right into it. Now, as I just mentioned, I had the chance to watch the movie early, and I was fortunate enough to attend the world premiere.
Shill.
For the movie out in Hollywood. Now, there's so much I want to share about that experience.
It immediately like dampens his opinion. And if you can't actually see why it does that, I don't know what to tell you. You are retarded. But for anybody else out there that can actually see why, obviously all of that makes sense. Why does he have to use the green? Fuck off. Green's my color, bitch. You might have 500,000 subscribers. You might have 500,000 more subscribers than I do. But green is me, motherfucker. I love it. Just the Grogu. Who we got over here? Ahsoka. What, that Revan? And I can't make out that one. Who's Saber? Anakin's?
But we'll get into that towards the end of the video. As for now, let's get into my honest thoughts. The Mandalorian and Grogu is different than any Star Wars film that we've ever seen before. And I mean that in the best way possible. Let me explain. See, with most Star Wars films...
I already don't like the way that this guy... Maybe I have come across this guy before and I'm just like, I just don't like the way you talk.
It helps to have watched other projects or no previous knowledge of the Star Wars franchise, right? If you've watched the prequels, you've probably watched the...
Even speeding it up, it makes it too fast that it's almost like ununderstandable.
Original trilogy beforehand. If you've watched Rogue One, you probably watched A New Hope, so you know where things are leading. You know where things are going, you know what I mean? Now with Mando and Grogu, it's the complete opposite. This is a standalone adventure film, and new fans can appreciate it. You don't have to know any Star Wars knowledge, and you can walk into this theater and love it. You can walk away with a smile. And that is so beautiful in my opinion.
Oh my
like I said, that's
God.
very rare for a Star Wars film to have. And so if you are a massive diehard Star Wars fan and you want to bring your mom or your dad or a family member, but they haven't seen Star Wars, that's okay. You can bring them and they'll just enjoy it just as much as you will, probably.
This is where these people are so stupid. They're so stupid. Oh, because it's an isolated story, you can bring your mum or your dad or your sister or your brother that has never watched Star Wars before, because it's not like it's been out there for 50 fucking years. And they can come and just enjoy it. I mean, let's be real here. That face right there is written in cope. There is cope all over that face right now. Karma Joy for $2 says KOTOR and SWOTOR better than Disney Star Wars. Amen. 100%. G'day, Melissa. How you doing? Good to see you.
Now, if you've watched the 3 seasons of The Mandalorian and you've watched the Book of Boba Fett, well, then this movie is a love letter to you. It is appreciation of the ride and the journey that it's been.
Oh my God. I don't want my Star Wars to talk to me like that. I don't want my Star Wars to be a thank you letter. The fuck? Where's my bucket? Give me a fucking bucket.
Far between these two. We've seen Mando and Grogu over the years. We've seen their relationship grow. We've seen Grogu grow, especially over the years, with his skills and his development. And this movie honors that. So in a nutshell, if you're a new Star Wars fan, if you're a veteran Star Wars fan, whatever you want to call yourself, you can enjoy this movie.
This is
and
painful.
that is something that, in my opinion, is beautiful. I feel like with Star
so beautiful. This guy uses beautiful like all the other shows use fun. Do I have the fucking Team America vomit clip in my fucking arsenal? No.
That is one big pile of shit. That is one big pile of shit.
You might have had an echo because I'm sharing my screen and it does that, but fuck.
Star Wars films, we are definitely very used to having things in a trilogy order. We're used to 1 connecting to 2, 2 connecting to 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what I mean? And it goes on and on. Even Rogue One, it is basically a prequel to A New Hope. But with Mando and Grogu, it's its own separate movie. It's its own separate standalone adventure. And let me tell you, it did not disappoint. It's thrilling. It's action-packed. It's exciting. It's emotional. And it'll really pull your heartstrings at times.
Oh my God, it's just painful. Okay, you know what makes this so painful? I just kind of figured it out. It feels and looks like, dude, you don't even believe the words that are coming out of your mouth. Look at that face. It's like through his facial expression right there, he's pleading with you down the camera to believe him. It is so disingenuous that it feels like, dude, just watching it, I need to have a shower after I watch your video. I feel dirty listening to you. Because it's so obvious that you're full of shit that I don't really want to continue listening to you. Everything that you say now moving forward is like, I love using it this way because it's just the best from friends. It's like a cow's opinion. It doesn't mean anything. It's moo. I love that. It's moo. It's mute. It's moo. Your opinion means nothing. And it really comes across as like so grossly disgusting. Like I said, this face looks like he's not believing a word that he's saying, but pleading with you to believe the words that he's saying.
The best way I can describe this movie is a similar concept.
I want to go back and just this fucking little breakdown here that he fucking goes.
It's thrilling.
It's thrilling.
It's action-packed. It's exciting. It's
Exciting.
emotional. And it'll really pull your heartstrings at times.
Like, do you believe that? Do you believe this slime ball? Ugh. Who in the chat was it that fucking told me to go and check this out? Steezo, fuck you. I feel dirty watching this fucking creep. Oh, dude. He almost looks and feels like like maybe he's been to the island. Keep watching. I don't know if I can, Steezo. I'm so like kind of hovering over it. Like all I need to do is click.
The best way I can describe this movie is a similar concept to the original trilogy, especially The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh,
this
no.
Movie
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, God, that's so fucking annoying. But you know what makes that, like, it makes it even more annoying hearing it coming out of this fucking slime ball's mouth. But fucking hell, the amount of times that we hear from these shills that, oh, this is just as good as Empire or something like that, but only when it's convenient. Because if you remember, the shills out there say that Empire Strikes Back is fucking outdated and fucking bullshit and blah, 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 unless it fucking they can use it. Oh my God. Oh! Shut up. Shut up. Oh, fuck. I got to go back because I need to hear it in context. Oh my God. I don't even want to click it.
is a similar concept to the original trilogy, especially The Empire Strikes Back. This movie feels like a new version of Episode 5. It has beautiful storytelling, there's compassion, and it's action-packed with adventure.
I haven't even seen it.
I feel like that's what Episode 5 was all about. From start to finish in the movie, you'll just feel a rush of different emotions. At points, you'll smile. At points, you'll laugh. And at points, you'll even...
At points, you'll cringe. And at this other point, you'll probably cringe. And you'll probably cringe, and you get bored, and you'll cringe, and you fucking get bored, and you'll be like, fuck, what am I watching? What did I do? How did I pay for this? Some people will go into debt. They'll put it on a credit card just to go and see this. By the time they pay it off, they owe fucking $300, not just $100 that it cost for that night. Fuck. Dude, I don't know if I can finish this. I honestly don't know if I can finish this. That hurt my fucking brain. Suck it up, bitch. Come on.
Cry. I mean, my wife sat right next to me in the theater and she cried at one point.
Oh my God.
It brings a whole different range of emotions throughout the entire film. And it's like a roller coaster for an adventure. When I left the theater, all I did was smile because I was just happy with what we got.
We had fun.
And my best recommendation is if you're going into this movie is to not really go in with crazy expectations that it's going to change the lore and it's going to change the entire canon Skywalker saga, because it doesn't do that. It is purely designed to be a fun adventure and a feel-good movie. That's the best way I can describe it. It's a feel-good comfort movie. You go into a theater and you walk out with a smile on your face. And that's what it did for me. And it succeeded in that. As for the...
For you, it's interesting that you got invited to a premiere and you walked out of a premiere theater that you were invited to. There was what, all expenses paid, I'm guessing. And you came out with a massive smile on your face. It's so surprising and shocking to me. I'm sorry. I'm overriding the entire poll. Yep. Steezo for $5. Fuck you, Steezo. This will go towards the Lego fund. Thank you. Vader's Order won shill of the week last night with ease. Sorry, with this cringe. LOL. I knew you'd flip out. I know you'd flip, and you didn't disappoint. Thank you. I completely fucked that reading that. I'm so fucking. I must admit, I'm rattled by how fucking like gross this video is. Every pause, freeze frame. Like, are you telling me he ain't trying to give a kid a lollipop? You want to come and see the puppies? Like, that's what I get from this. That's how I feel listening to this guy talk about Star Wars. It's a sleazy way of him trying to hook you into giving this movie a chance. That's how I view this. He's using PDF file tactics to try and sleaze you into watching this movie. That's how I feel watching this video. It's disgusting. Thank you, Steezo for life, for the $5. But fuck you for making me watch this. And like, I don't want to watch any more of it, but now I can't stop.
The actual movie itself, I highly recommend that if you do watch it, you go watch it in IMAX. The visual,
of course, everything. Are you telling everybody that's been to the premieres and all of these things in regards to their promotions? Look at fucking what Grace Randolph said. Make sure you go and see it in IMAX. Make sure you go and see it in IMAX. Ram down the IMAX. You know why? Because the best things about this fucking movie are probably some of the visuals. The best thing about it is probably some of the visuals. And you get the best experience of the visuals in IMAX. It's all they've got. Oh my God, it's so disgusting. It's so disingenuous. It's so sleazy. I'm disgusted by this video. I'm disgusted by this video. And I mean, I was disgusted by fucking Star Wars Explains with his fun. This guy's on a whole nother level of grossness. And I like I said, I'm overriding the poll. I'm sorry. I'm going to fucking get rid of the poll. I'm calling it. We're coming back to this. We'll give you guys your flowers in regards to thank you for contributing to the poll. I'm ending the poll. In last place was who was it? I'm not even paying attention now. Max Smith with 14% of the vote. Congratulations. You got a couple of votes in there. In second, well, actually, let's say in second last place with 36% of the vote was number 3. And technically the winner with 50% of the vote would have been Joshy Boy. But I swear, this Vader's fucking, what's his name? Dumb cunt. That'll do. This dumb cunt wins. He wins Seal of the Week this week. Congratulations, DC, you dumb fucking cunt. You win this week's Seal of the Week and we haven't even finished watching your video. Oh, I'm so disgusted by what I'm seeing. And we can already give him one of those.
Visuals are absolutely stunning. From start to finish, the visuals just look absolutely beautiful throughout the entire film.
Yep. The visuals is all they've got. The visuals is all they've got. And maybe a bit of nostalgia through some of the music, perhaps.
We see new planets, new characters, new aliens. And like I said, it just feels so much like Star Wars. It feels so much like the original trilogy. If you've loved the Mandalorian story so far, then you're gonna love this. The action does not disappoint. There are tons of different action scenes. Mando is more badass than ever. And seeing Grogu by his side and his skills develop a little bit is a really cool thing to see.
You're the first person that I've heard say that his actually skills develop a little bit, or there's any sort of progression. Again, another freeze frame, another pause frame where it looks like he doesn't believe the words that he's even saying. You're a sellout. You're a sellout and you're a liar. And it's now all a grift. And it's now just all about the access, the shillness. You get it because you got 500,000 subscribers. And you've got idiots watching you that are like, yeah.
And like I said, I am keeping this 100% spoiler free, but Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni did kind of say this themselves, but it's not just really the Mandalorian story anymore. It's the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Dude, at the end of season 3, it wasn't the Mandalorian story anymore. It was Bo-Katan's story. What, are we fucking reversing all that shit too? This guy's retarded. And it's annoying. It's annoying that this fucking retard, this slime ball, this lying snake that slithers fucking lies through his teeth, all in the hope that the next time, well, not in the hope, in the know that next time there's another fucking premiere or something, he'll go and get to meet Dave Filoni and fucking suck his dick some more. It's so disingenuous, man. 10,000 views. That makes me happy though. Out of 10,000 views to only have 587 likes, I would totally expect maybe at least 1,000 likes. The thing is that 1,000 is basically split over the like dislike ratio, basically.
Grogu is a little bit older now. He's trained with Luke. He has more skills under his...
And he still can't talk. And his skills are, from what I'm hearing, completely all over the place. Like, disingenuous face. A liar's face. You can see it in the eyes. You can see it in the way that he talks. I don't know about you. That's just how I feel. I wouldn't trust this dude with my cats, let alone my kids.
Belts. So in a way, the two kind of complement each other.
Kids, but you know what I mean, the point that I was making.
More skills under his belt. So in a way, the two kind of complement each other a little bit more than in the previous times. Before, I always saw it as Mando taking care of things and Grogu was just there looking all cute, and it was hilarious. But now I feel like the two kind of team up in a lot of ways, and it's just really cool to see. This movie has all of that. And one thing I think that really sets this movie apart from other just franchises and everything is the music. Star Wars is known for
the music. So the two best things, he's talked a lot of fluff and a lot of bullshit and a lot of trying to relate this to the originals and Empire Strikes Back and bullshit, just word vomit, right? But the two things that he points out that we hear constantly in all of Disney Star Wars stuff. It looks good, sounds good. Looks good, sounds good. Looks good, sounds good. That's all Star Wars is. With the seal clap moments. It's red, it's fucking orange, it's blue, it's fucking who gives a fuck.
I mean, you don't even have to be a Star Wars fan to understand what the Imperial March is. Everyone knows Vader's theme. Everyone knows the Force theme. And I feel like with The Mandalorian, they've always nailed it. With seasons 1, 2, and 3, they've always nailed the music. But now with this, I feel like it's the best music we've gotten out of any Mandalorian project. There's so many different types of movie scores throughout this movie.
At least he didn't fucking say it's the best fucking music we've had in all of Star Wars. It was just out of all the Mandalorian projects. Again, the pause freeze frame. What a sleazy fucking liar. Again, for me, it comes across that he doesn't even believe the words that are coming out of his mouth.
There is one, I'm not going to share it, but there is one that kind of made all of us kind of freak out. It's amazing. You're gonna love it. Now, like I said, I am going to keep
You're
this
gonna love
100%
it.
spoiler free.
Let me zoom in a little bit more. A little bit more. You're gonna fucking love it.
That was Rod of the Hutt.
I'm a dick
Obviously,
in your mouth.
we're all coming to the theater to see Mando and Grogu and our favorite duo in action, but Rod of the Hutt was amazing. Jeremy Allen White, who voiced him, stole the show for me. And not only just Rada, but the little Anzellans too, they were adorable. And they were so funny. And this is what I mean. Obviously, we're here for Mando and Grogu, but all these new characters that are coming in are just fantastic. They really, really nailed it with that. And you start to get invested into these characters as well. Truthfully, I went into this movie with one intention only, and that was just to see Mando and Grogu go on an adventure together. And I was not disappointed. It was everything that I wanted and more. So to answer the questions I talked about,
I'm glad that everything that you want in Star Wars and more is garbage, is absolute fucking just slop with nothing. Everything that I'm hearing, all the reviews that are coming out, it's boring, it's lame, it's lifeless, it's fucking soulless, it's this, it's that. Dude, and you're going to get the defenders out there, just like this fucktard here. Wow.
About earlier. Is it worth me watching? The answer to that?
Yes. A resounding yes. Why wouldn't he say yes when he was invited to the premiere? Why wouldn't he say yes? Again, another freeze frame. I'm about to tell more lies.
100% it is worth watching. If you enjoy The Mandalorian, if you love Grogu, and if you love fun adventures, then this is your movie. And like I said, I feel like if you've watched every Star Wars project, you'll enjoy it. But even if you didn't, there's a place for you here. There is a place for you here, and this could be your first introduction to Star Wars. It can be.
Oh God, I hope it's not. I honestly hope that this is not your first introduction to Star Wars. In fact, no, I hope it is, because then you'll never watch any other Star Wars again. And that'll be saving you a lot of time and effort and money. So if this is your first experience, I am sorry. This isn't what Star Wars was supposed to be. This isn't what Star Wars is. But I'm glad that you're no longer going to waste any more time seeking out more information about Star Wars based on your first viewing of this fucking piece of shit.
Your first introduction to the franchise, and you can enjoy it. And can't beat that. My best recommendation is just to go in, have fun, and enjoy a thrilling, fun adventure for what it is. I feel like nowadays, based on reviews. What did the reviewers say? What did this say? What did this article say? You know, and I feel like it's very easy to get caught up in all that. But at the end of the day, the only opinion that matters is your own. The only opinion that really is truthful is your own.
Let me plead to you. So you go and watch it. Don't listen to what everybody would. Dude, are these the talking points that Disney has given to them? It's fun. It's isolated. It's not connected. Anybody can come in. You're new. You're fucking welcome. You know.
So if you've enjoyed The Mandalorian so far, if you've enjoyed those fun adventures, then you will love this. It is absolutely amazing. And like I said, for me personally, it is definitely up there as one of my favorite Star Wars films. It's just a blast.
His wife must be a chick with a dick. Must be.
Watch. So yes, go out and watch it. And if you are going to watch it, trust me, watch it in IMAX. It'll change your...
in the IMAX. Again... When you see the patterns, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I could have watched fucking a minute of this and gone, nah, paid shill. Paid to basically say this. Not specifically paid, no contract, nothing stated amongst them, but I got you, buddy, agreement. I hear ya. I know what to do. Thank you. Thank you for this gift basket. I got your back. Thank you for the invite to the premiere and the red carpet. I got you. I know exactly what to say. Oh, just one thing. Make sure you mention IMAX. Oh, I got you. No problem. Yep.
Entire viewing experience, and it'll really, really make it magical. And that's the best way I can describe it. It's magical. It's a fun journey, and you will love it. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I was able to attend the world premiere for it out in Hollywood.
Gross.
Words can't even describe what that meant. I mean, you guys have been around the channel.
Well, let's just prove that everything that I'm saying in this video is just word vomit garbage, and to not listen to it, and show the image of me at the premiere.
Supporting the channel so far really allowed that opportunity to happen and that dream to come true. And I've never attended a movie premiere before, so I didn't really know what to expect, but it blew my mind.
I'm sure you came out of that movie theater with a big smile on your face. I'm not sure whether or not the smile was for the experience of everything that you got given, or whether or not the smile on your face was from the shitty Star Wars that you watch that you choose to ignore the shittiness and just because of, oh, look at this. Dude. This video should just be called, Tell Me You're a Shill Without Telling Me You're a Shill. That's the title of this fucking video.
I mean, we got to watch the movie early. I got to be in a theater filled with amazing Star Wars fans and even some people who were a part of the Mandalorian series. I got the chance to meet Paul Sun-Hyung Lee, who of course plays Carson Teva.
Oh, Mr. Miyagi.
Got to meet Katie Sackhoff, who plays Bo-Katan.
Oh, I've no doubt, dude. I think that they could have shown 2 hours of a steaming turd with flies buzzing around it, and you would have walked out of that movie theater with a smile on your face. Loving it.
There were so many incredible people. Jon Favreau even came into the theater and surprised us. It was just stunning. I still haven't wrapped my head around everything. I mean, it's...
Yes, to me, this is the purest definition of like what Beer Goggles does. You know, he's got the blinkers on, narrow-minded, narrow fucking, like, you know, even if, let's say, he was to recognize that whole bit that I'd recognized in the trailer about, you know, Grogu jumping into the pram and then the pram just turning into a rocket ship and, you know, and him sitting there going, that's a bit strange, but, oh, it doesn't matter. The premiere, woo! Katie Sackhoff, woo! Jon Favreau, woo! I got your back, Disney Lucasfilm. I got you. So obvious, so disgusting, and so sleazy.
Been a few days now since the event, but I still haven't like come to terms like that this actually happened. And like I said, it's because of you guys. You guys have allowed me to have this opportunity.
Oh, dude, how can you be fans of this guy? It's because of you guys. Thank you. It's because of you guys. I just want to say, chat, I thank you for all this. It's because of you guys. I got to go to the premiere because of you guys. Oh my God. Ugh.
And I'm forever grateful. So thank you. Over the next few days and weeks, I'll definitely be posting a lot more about the event and just all the cool things that we saw because there's so much that I have to tell you guys about. I mean, I even got to see the actual Grogu.
Look at the way he's waving and great. Spirit fingers. Hi, Grogu. I wonder if he sounded like that when he did it. Hi, Grogu. Did you sound like a faggot when you were saying it? I bet you did. I bet you did. And I bet you your wife who was filming you was like got the ick for a second.
He was standing right there. He smiled at me. It was amazing. But again,
he smiled at me. It's not like he's a robot and programmed to turn and smile at you and give you a little wave so that you can do your spirit fingers wave back. How gay can you be? Star Wars has turned gay, and everybody that loves it ends up just acting and being gay. Look how creepy that freeze frame looks. You want to come and see the puppies, children? Would you like to come and see the puppies, children? Before I show you the puppies, you need to watch this Star Wars movie. And then I'll show you the puppies.
Yeah, there's just so much I want to say. It's just too much in one video, so you'll see a bunch of videos over the next few weeks. But with that concludes my honest thoughts about The Mandalorian and Grogu. And trust me, go watch it. You're going to love it. I've loved it. And this is coming from somebody who's been a part of this Mandalorian journey since 2019 when season 1 first released.
Wow, you've been a part of the Mandalorian journey since... That means nothing.
All the way up until now. It's been 7 years of this show. It's been 7 years of the journey between Mando and Grogu, and I think you will absolutely love it. Go in with the mindset of just having fun and enjoying a thrilling adventure between Mando and Grogu. because that's
This guy
exactly
is gay. This guy's in the closet.
what you'll get. And if you can, bring a loved one with you, a friend, a sibling, anything.
Loved one. Make sure you bring a loved one with you. Anyone, a sibling, a friend, a blah, blah, blah. Somebody that fucking hasn't liked Star Wars since Star Wars' inception. You fucking, this guy's a moron. He just wants this fucking movie to do well. He knows that it's not going to do well. Everything that's come out of his mouth right now has literally been because he was invited to the premiere. It's quite gross. It's quite gross.
It's a really, really great film to enjoy with others. And like I said, they don't have to know any Star Wars to enjoy it for what it is. There's so many fun moments that every fan will appreciate.
Stop repeating yourself.
So with that, those are my honest thoughts. And go watch it in IMAX. Thanks for
watching. Make sure you end it with IMAX. It's fucking Steezo. Fucking thank you. Oh, honestly. Seriously. The fuck? What do you even say to that? How do we even follow that up with anything? I don't think we need to go back and watch Chris Gore's. Like, it's from their stream. It's clipped out. It's nearly 30 minutes long. I'm not watching through that. I mean, I know that they, you know, I've watched it already. But after watching that, I feel gross. I feel really fucking, I don't know what it was. I don't know if you guys, like I said, feel the same way. Just the way with the way he was talking to us. I'm sorry, I don't believe you. I don't believe a word that's coming out of your mouth for multiple reasons. First of all, your body language and the way that you're talking it really comes across as like really fucking fake. Really fake, like you're full on putting it on. And it really did come across through that screen that you are trying desperately for people to believe the words, the bullshit words that are coming out of your mouth. But then there's another reason to completely disregard everything that you've said, and that's the invite to the premiere. And, you know, I've no doubt you came out with the biggest smile on your face that you've ever fucking had. I bet the smile that you walked out of that theater with on your face was bigger than the smile when you lost your virginity. And of course, you're going to try and translate that to, come and watch this movie. Please believe everything that I'm saying about how amazing it is and how much it's like the original trilogy and like Empire Strikes Back and how incredible that is. This movie is like that. Come and see it. And if you do see it, go and see it in IMAX. Let me repeat myself 3 more times in this video, just changing slightly the way that I say it, and make sure I end by saying, go and watch it in IMAX. It's so obvious. It's a lie. It's fucking bullshit. You are Disney's free promotion. Congratulations. They're willing to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on advertising and this and that, and you get maybe a trip, maybe $10,000 worth of value in regards to a flight and accommodation and the premiere and maybe a gift basket, and you get some photos. And your general integrity over all of that is completely blinded. They'll sit there and they'll say, no, but this is my genuine thoughts. These are my genuine opinions. Lies. Lies. Don't have a 500,000 subscriber channel. Don't get the invite to the premiere and everything. Don't even make a video. Watch the movie and what'd you think? Don't record a video. I don't care. I bet you're not fucking sitting there praising it the way you just did in that video. Disgustingly. Like you're trying to seduce a child. That's what it felt like. He's trying to seduce the fans to come and see this bullshit fucking movie. Just like a PDF file would seduce a child. It's disgusting. I'm not saying he is one of those types of people. It's just the behavior was very, very creepily like similar and the same. That's how I felt watching it. Like, are you really trying to entice me to go and watch this Mandalorian and Grogu movie by, I don't know, showing me a cock and telling me it's a lollipop? Is that really where we're going with Star Wars now? Is that where the shills are? Wow, that was disturbing. Oh, no, dude, I'm just flicking around on some of my tabs and I actually got to show you. I literally just stopped on this one and I turned my head after putting my headphones down and that's what I saw. Ah! I got to get rid of that tab. I'm disgusted by that video and I'm completely creeped out and weirded out. We're going to end the stream there because we're pretty much done anyway. Dude, thank you for your super chats. I appreciate the support. We got a little bit in the little kitty. We won't call it the tax anymore because that is a Geeks and Gamers thing. We'll call it the Minas Tirith Lego Fund. And we will stream building it. So if you contribute to that, there will be a stream. And we will build it on stream. It might take us another fucking 12 hours. I'm so rattled that I actually don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do now. I kind of want to end the stream. I got really nothing else to talk about. I don't really want to end the stream because I feel like I really don't want to be alone right now. Kind of scared. After watching that video, I mean, Eric and Charles can't do anything to help me. I'm really scared. No, fucking joking. All right, we are done. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Thank you to the lurkers. Thank you to everybody that comes in and rewatches the stream as well. I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you to the super chatters. Speaking of super chatters, we had Jesus Davila come through with another $5. Did we meet the goal with that one? Saying Lego Fund. How come the goal didn't... They're teal colored. Is it just me or has... Oh, the goal ended and I think it... I don't know. I'm sure we had some come in. Anyway, we did get a couple in the kitty, which is nice. So what did we get? We got... we'll put it all in because there's... What? 25 bucks. So we got 25 bucks last week, 25 bucks this week. That's not bad. That's not bad. We're only $600 away from hitting our goal. Anyway, thank you again for hanging out. I appreciate all of you. You can catch me on Flashcast this weekend. It's going to be interesting to see what we talk about. I dare say there's going to be some Star Wars, at least Mandalorian and Grogu talk, especially by the time we get to Sunday, with it being released over this weekend. So hopefully we get to have a bit of a discussion over there, and I'm trying to be a little bit patient and allow some other people to jump in there and talk. Don't forget, I'm going to be doing a stream in 2 weeks, so we might not be doing a casual rage, but we'll see what happens. Over on Bane of the Shills. I think he's on Rumble. Go and check that out. Mods, if you can, please drop the link in the chat. I think that's about it. I got to start doing videos again. And maybe now's the time with some Mandalorian and Grogu and Star Wars talk. I can get back into the swing of things and hopefully allow that to evolve into just talking about some general topics as well. But yes, please do subscribe if you're not subscribed. Smash the like button on your way out. Thank you, everyone. Actually, before we do go, let me just see. Is Anna still streaming? She is. She is still streaming. We're going to give her a raid. Let me just get the raid going before we do actually end the stream. Excuse me. 1 second here, guys. It won't take me long. We can just go bang, bang, save. All right. We are all done there. Thank you guys again for hanging out. We will see you next week for another Casual Rage. We'll probably have some box office numbers and some shit to talk about in regards to Mandalorian and Grogu moving forward for the next probably couple of weeks too. And I've got to find a way to see it. So I will probably do a review. We will do a proper video review of the Mandalorian and Grogu once I do actually get a chance to see it, depending on, I'm not paying to see it. Under no circumstances am I going to the theater and actually paying to see it. Anyway, thank you guys. We will see you all next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt!
Oh, Mozza, read that.
Mozza, don't let the American bitch.
Did you just fart?
Yes, I did. Tell you what to do.
I think it's bedtime, Mozza.
Question mark.
I think it's bedtime for Mozza.
You pushed so far.
That's the type of videos that we watch on fucking Happy Hump Day.
I gotta pee. Oh my god.
A few minutes? Are you kidding? At the rate they're gaining?
No, what is it? You have to shoot this. Traveling through hyperspace is like Dustin Crop's kid. Without precise calculations, we fly too close to a store. They're bouncing into a supermarket and then...
Yeah.
Be a hell of a mess.
What's that?
Watch. You're going to lose your deflector shields. Go strap yourselves in. Be careful on the way out.
Yeah, sure. I'm taking it very cautiously.
You go away.
We bounced too near a supermarket?